and welcome back to Squire Squad. Ooh. We are here. We're excited to be back. We've got a cast change, which we'll talk about in just a moment. I wonder who it could be, unless Tyler's gotten an extreme makeover since we last saw him. But first, let's talk about the stuff happening on the channel. Just watched our intro video, which tells you a lot of the games we do here. The best way to know what we are doing when is to follow us on Twitter or come join our Discord, where we talk about all the things we are doing. But in terms of this week, it's mostly the usual stuff, and it's probably the last regular week we're going to have before the holidays. I believe, however, there is a special session of Saturday Night Star Power tomorrow night at 6:30 to make up for some missed sessions and, again, holiday stuff. But after that, on Thursday, we have session 1 of our new Elegant Creatures game, which is Urban Shadows / Good Society. We're smashing them together, just like all the characters on that time slot are smashing together. I mean, what? If you missed it, we did a session 0, very abridged version of the Quiet Year, where we did a brief introduction of the characters, but also set up the world that we'll be playing that game in. So you should come check it out. It's a new game, new characters, slightly new cast, so it's great to jump in now because you don't have anything to catch up on really. Then Friday we have Neon Souls. Saturday is Saturday Night's Mistborn. Is Slaying 101 happening this Sunday?
Yes, it is. I will not be there. Wait.
Okay, so probably Slaying this Sunday, but then, like I said, after that, it's going to start being the holidays. Our schedules are going to get very iffy, basically until January. So you should make sure you're following us again on the social so you know what we are doing when. We'll announce, if we're not doing something or if we are doing something. But yeah, I think that's it, I guess. We will not be having anything for this game next week. So you have next Tuesday night off. Yeah. I'm rambling, I'm stalling. I don't know why. I'm just trying to make sure you have all the information. Anyway, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves, shall we? Who you are, where you are on the internet, and who you are here tonight.
Starts with me, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm David. I'm playing Kevin / Chrysalis tonight, the Transform playbook. And internet-wise, I'm pretty much just here on Tuesday nights. And yeah, short and sweet. Bye.
Yeah. Hi, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches. Tonight I'm playing Subrina / Corvid, and she looks a little different. And since we're new to the cast, next up is our new friend.
Hi, I'm Z. I'm playing Roz, aka Fragment. She's new. We'll meet her later. I am at NecromanZ on Twitter, and yes, on Twitter. That's all.
And Z did the art for all our characters here, so
I did do that. Thank you.
And Wings, please.
Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. And I'm going to be playing as Chloe / Hemlock today, who is the Doomed playbook.
And I am Alex, Omjit, some guy on the internet. I'm running the show here tonight. God help us all. Yeah, I think that's mostly it. And yes, we do have Z joining us, new cast member, though Z you may also remember from some of our previous shows, but it's been literal years at this point, I think. But if you check back on our YouTube, where you can see all the things we've ever done on the channel, you might see her in some of the things there. But let's see. I think we should just go ahead and get into it for tonight. like we said, we'll do more of an intro about Z's character when we meet her, but for now, we are going to do a brief we're going to skip around a bit. Time is passing, so that reminds me I should reset the team pool. So y'all did actually get it down to a normal number at the end of last time. So time is passing, team pool resets to 1, start of a session. I put a team in the pool, so y'all have 2, but when we last left our heroes, they had been summoned, perhaps is the best word for it, by the notorious supervillain known as Mr. Master. Let me change the music for this. We don't want the happy, peppy music for this bit. Mr. Master had appeared, teleporting in, as he is wont to do, inside of Subrina's Kirby craft while she was flying around in stealth mode. So that in and of itself, a very impressive and scary feat. He told her to gather her friends. He wanted to talk to them. And if they called for help or backup, he couldn't guarantee their safety anymore. He left after giving them a location to meet him at, which turned out to be an abandoned fireworks factory. Corvid summoned the rest of her squad, telling them what was happening, and the group arrived to learn that Mr. Master wanted to recruit them, in a word, to be essentially spies for him. Despite his vast strength and power, he can't be everywhere at once, and so it helps to have little birds to tell him what's been going on. The group also learned that he has a similar arrangement. Really, he's kind of blackmailing their briefly acquainted friend, Miku, hero named Kitsune, into spying on them, and is perhaps how he learned about this squad in particular. He also pointed out that he had acquired some of the warehouse's alien technology, which is how he found Subrina in the first place. The group obviously was not super thrilled about the idea of working for Mr. Master, Flint in particular, but Mr. Master had a test for them to see if they were even worth his time. And without further ado, he started attacking our heroes. It was a long, drawn-out battle, but ultimately, the group seemed to impress Mr. Master, and he ceased his attacks. But Flint decided that shit wasn't flying, and he told the rest of the group to get away while he decided to try and take on Mr. Master himself. The group fled, very wounded from the fight, despite Mr. Master clearly taking it easy on them. And as they fled the factory, it started to collapse around them, and some leftover fireworks began to shoot off into the night sky. The next day, you all were called into Paladin's HQ and very thoroughly debriefed, because leading up to this encounter, Kevin had set his home AI to record the conversation they had with Mr. Master and send it off if anything happened. Stuff happened, and so the Paladins are fully aware of this conversation you all had between yourselves and Mr. Master, and his request to have you act as his spies. I'm trying to think what order to do things in here. As far as you know, so it's the day after. There's no word on Flint yet, but you are in Paladin's HQ. You've been debriefed separately together by several people, including some of the Paladins themselves. Can you all think of anything or any reason anything you wouldn't want to tell them, or any reason you might not tell them everything that happened?
We should touch on the fact that Hemlock tried to absorb Mr. Master's energy,
Mm-hmm.
and that's definitely going to take her out of commission for a few days.
Yes. So anything that Chloe is, when the Paladins arrived at the scene, they saw how beat up you all were, took you back to HQ, got you patched up. Chloe is basically on bed rest in the med bay there for a lot of this. But other than that, is there anything you all want to not tell the Paladins, or should we just assume you told them everything that happened?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I would just tell them everything that happened there. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of this takes most of the day because it is a lot of, you having to repeat yourselves. They bring in, heroes who have the ability to, detect lies, scan your thoughts. They are being extra careful with Mr. Master having shown up. They also tell you that though she is not in Port Arbor yet, they have received word from Omna, the overall head of the Paladins and the main hero who fights Mr. Master, that she will be coming into the city soon and would like to speak with you when she arrives. But you gather that that's not for another week or so at least. We'll say that it is on the tail end of that day. So you'll still be in the med bay, but Kevin and Subrina, you have been given leave to go home if you wish. And as you are heading out the front door, you actually see a rather big commotion happening, and there are some of the Paladin staff. They're actually wheeling is it still a gurney, like the thing they put in an ambulance? Okay, for some reason I was thinking gurneys were only for corpses, and that's this is not a corpse, but you do see many people attending to him. The apparently unresponsive body of Flint being rushed to the med bay.
Sabrina would try to follow.
They're going through the lobby. You're able to follow there through a certain point, and even into part of the med bay. But they do take him into like an operating room, and you're not allowed past there. And they're like, one of the nurses assisting is like, I understand he's your friend, but you need to give him space, and frankly, this may be a little distressing for you right now. So go home, get some rest. We'll keep you updated, but there's nothing you can do for him right here.
Okay.
How? Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Right. How bad is Chloe? Like.
So they determined that most of her injuries are actually internal. Once they heard that she interacted with Mr. Master's energy, and they're like, oh, you didn't just melt from the inside out. They are keeping very close eye on you, but it is, I imagine after a day of questioning that you are barely conscious at this point, and you've probably got some pain meds helping you out. So you maybe hear that there's a commotion outside, but you don't have the energy to go see what that's about. And you two are also told, like, yes, you'll be able to visit her shortly, but again, probably give her some rest for now.
But yeah, I was gonna maybe go tell Chloe, but I think I'll leave off of doing that and let her just rest. She might not even, if she's all pumped up on pain meds, might not even realize what I'm saying. So
yeah, you do note that you all have your phones, so you can text her. It's just a question of, will there be a response? But so
I'm just gonna go home then.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sabrina's gonna get in the Kirby craft and just fly around for a little while. Till she hears something.
So, Kevin, you make it home. You come in the door, and your AI, Elena, chimes on. Greetings, Kevin. I sent the message to the Paladins as you requested.
I know. Yeah. Thanks.
Is everything all right?
Not the greatest, but you know, we're getting there. A couple people in the hospital still, so.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that, Kevin. If you would like, I could initiate some of my therapist protocols.
Maybe we'll save that for tomorrow. Get a little space, I think, between the event.
Understandable. If you need anything, I am here.
Yeah. Thanks, Elena.
You're welcome. Sabrina, you're flying around in the Kirby craft. I think you notice a few more of those warehouse drones flying around as well. And you recall that Mr. Master said he has essentially co-opted them to create a surveillance network over the city.
I think Sabrina is going to pop out of the Kirby craft and snag one and try to hack it.
Okay. Yeah, it's
I
easy
have
enough
a
to grab
move.
one. Yes, you do. It's easy enough to snag one. It does try and go into evasive maneuvers, but you're, far superior to a simple drone.
Thank you.
And so you have, let's see,
Alien tech.
Yes, alien tech. So, you can roll something on this. I will tell you. Last time you did this on a drone and you got your mist, that is what allowed Mr. Master to find you.
Oh my god, I remember now.
Yep.
I mean, he already knows where I am. What's the problem? Let's do it. It's a 9.
Okay, so yes, on a hit, do something impossible once and then fizzle. So what would you like it to do?
I would like it to tell me the frequency at which it's like, basically I want to be able to detect when they're close.
Okay. Yeah, and because this is a hybrid of human tech and alien tech, it's able to operate on, frequencies beyond normal human radios. And so you're able to determine and construct a scanner easily enough that's just, if this goes off, it means one of these is nearby, sending signals.
Yeah. I think she's going to have attempted to do this in a way that she's not been seen. And like kind of just like get on top of it, hack into it as it's flying, and then room go.
Yep, that's the sound it makes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Let's see, I'm just thinking about do something impossible once and then fizzle. I'll say for that, you're confident that you weren't picked up by any of its cameras or anything, but you know that they're going to notice that a drone was attacked, taken out of commission. But you think you've covered your tracks reasonably well, that they can't trace it back to you.
Okay. She's going to then type it into the into her Kirby craft, and like just so it can be like a radar system as to like know where they are if she doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah. Cool. Easy enough. Just taking some notes so I know what we've been doing. Yeah, we'll say that it is the you all pass the night, conked out on pain meds rather fitfully. Maybe you're staying up all night hunting more drones. Who knows? The next day, you all get a text from one of the, basically from the Paladins medical team, informing you that Flint is alive, currently still in a coma, essentially. But they are hopeful he'll recover soon. They've got, great healing tech, but he took quite the beating, and frankly, it's a miracle that he's still alive. Chloe, you are awake enough and aware of this enough of this now. So I think, unless y'all want to do something very specific, I think we'll start getting into kind of longer stretches of time here as we do some time skipping a little bit. So now let's go back to the happy music. So we'll say that this whole incident happened towards the end of June, so still early in the summer. And yeah, we'll go to this. So Chloe, you are, it's just a couple more days, and then you are cleared to go. You don't have to stay in bed rest anymore. They still strongly urge you to take it easy.
I mean, when she came home after having an episode, I think her parents, absolutely freaked out, went on lockdown, and, not allowed to leave the house, et cetera, et cetera. And she was put on bed rest for, a good long time. And she's coming up on the time that she is, allowed to go out again. And, her parents are talking, maybe a few more days, depending on how you feel, et cetera, et cetera. But she has definitely been moonlighting as Hemlock during this time.
Okay.
Because
and
she, personally, she felt like she recovered, super quick. Just, as soon as that initial, shock was treated, a few days later, I don't know, that Mr. Master energy really seemed to fill the old batteries.
Yeah, and you do get the sense, and you even told the nurses that you felt fine, but there was a lot of no, this was Mr. Master, we need to be extra safe. You should have melted, so we need to make sure you're okay. So yeah, so we're coming up on time for you all to get together. Should we jump to Froyo so y'all can meet and celebrate that your friend is alive?
Yeah.
I'll say actually what you get is in the group chat message, group text message, you get this series of emojis. You get the head bandage, you get the thermometer, you get the nauseous face, you get the dizzy face, the woozy face, you get a couple skulls in there, you get the metal signs, the muscle signs, and also a million hospital emojis.
Buddies.
And I think during this time, Sabrina is very non-responsive. Normally she spams the text messages. She will respond, but it's a lot of one-word things, and you guys haven't really seen her in this time.
Okay.
Yep.
How long has it been that we haven't seen Subrina?
Is that a week? Did we say week?
Yeah, it's probably been most of a week. Y'all have not been placed on any Squire duties in that time, partially because Chloe, at least, has for most of that been on bed rest.
She's supposed to have been on bed rest.
Yeah, well, at least a few days you were in the Paladins' room. They weren't letting you go, but
yeah, no, she definitely didn't get out then.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah. I'm trying to think, or maybe this is a question for you, Albie. Is it just that you get the text from Flint that you're like, okay, I can go see the group now for Froyo?
Yeah. I think if somebody like says we're meeting up for Froyo, she'll say cool, and then she'll meet everyone there.
You do, after you say that, there's one more response from Flint of a bunch of snowflakes and sunglasses like alternating, and like one laughing face, and then immediately after that it's a lot of sleepy faces.
Bless.
Aw, sweetheart.
Well, I may initiate Froyo because I imagine I'm not being very communicative either, and I'm noticing the two people who usually aren't. So maybe
Oh,
after a week, I'm
that's how
like,
you know
maybe
there's
we should
really
hang
something
out.
wrong.
Yeah. That makes sense. I like that.
No, I like that too. Yeah, I think that Chloe gets that message, and she just sort of like pauses, looks at her like door where her, like the interior door going to the living room where her dad is probably working, and just very quietly responds like, "Yeah, let's meet at such and such time." And then she gets up and she starts putting some stuff together. She's going out the window.
All right. So yeah, we'll say, it's probably sundown, or maybe so that your parents aren't suspicious. This is after dinner time. This is some post-dinner froyo that y'all are meeting up for. So
She does the thing where you like make a fake mound in bed.
And you
Put a
also set
bolster
up
down.
vines to hold full on Ferris Bueller it as they like open the door to check in.
She's sleeping.
Yeah. But so it's evening. It's a warm summer night as you all meet up at Froyor Consideration. And Subrina and Chloe, we'll say you two arrive at about the same time, but Kevin's actually inside already. And you look in through the window and see him talking to someone there.
Sabrina looks different than like her normal everyday like look that she goes by. She has long red hair with bangs. All of her outfit is black instead of with pops of pastel. And she just flies down and lands on the ground.
Okay.
Chloe definitely like traveled as Hemlock and then like, went around a corner and like walked out as normal Chloe. But she's carrying one of those plastic trays that like, you put saplings and things in. And she's got some stuff in there. And so I think she's like walking to the Froyo place when Subrina just like touches down in front of her.
Hey.
Oh. You look different. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I've just been hanging out,
She like is internally coming to the conclusion like, oh no, I thought she'd be okay. She's not okay. She sort of reaches into a bag, like balancing that tray, and she says, I got this in the crash, or rather the when the building came down, I just happened to grab it, and she hands you a charred Leggy the dinosaur.
Oh,
Stuffed animal.
thanks.
Flint won it back at the mini golf place, and I figured he'd probably want you to have it.
Okay. I'll meet you inside. I'll just pop this back, and she just starts flying up. Puts it in the Kirby craft.
She rushes into the building so that she can't be caught in that awkward situation again. Bursts in, like a little bit too, like a little too forcefully. Probably makes too much noise. And like as people in the building like sort of go back to what they were doing, she'll go and find a spot.
Yeah.
But just sort of like acknowledge Kevin as she does.
Yeah, so everyone does kind of turn to you because it is, it's a warm summer night. Lots of people are out getting froyo. We'll say it's a Friday night, and people turn to you, but they very quickly turn back, and you see Kevin kind of up hanging by the cash register, which is a little odd because Kevin doesn't get froyo himself because he can't eat it. But you see him talking to one of the people behind the counter. So let's go over to Kevin and our new friend.
I do not know why I cannot just close. I've been here all day. I had to play double because I didn't want to come in. And then there's all these people here. Earlier today, there was an elementary school that came and sang some songs in the froyo place. What kind of a school does that? Don't they go to malls or something? This is ridiculous. And then Roz just going off about how much she doesn't want to work right now. Worst employee ever.
So wait, an elementary school came to sing at the froyo place?
At the froyo place, yes.
Why though?
I do not know. It is not a holiday, as far as I know. They just sang songs. I had to move a bunch of tables out of the way. And all the people who were eating their yogurt were like, wow, this is really cool. I definitely wanted this to happen while I was having my yogurt on my lunch break from work. Everybody hated it. It was terrible. But I was like, yes, good job, Timmy.
Was the owner here or anything? Does the owner have a kid in the class?
I do not know. They do not tell me anything. They probably do. I did not listen. I keep leaving the work group chat on the texting, and they keep adding me back. I keep leaving.
Okay. That's
Roz,
so weird.
You hear one of the other employees at the time who was helping some customers right now. It's like, you know that Jerry says we have to be on the group chat so that we know what's happening.
I already know what is happening. I am not stupid.
Okay, Roz.
I mean,
care what's happening.
Guy, what's this guy's name?
We'll say that this guy's name is Vincent.
Vincent, your boss does not have the right to contact you in your own personal time. All right, if you're off, you're off. You can take yourself out of that group chat. All right.
Just kind of nods, not sure how to. It's like, I'm not sure if that's legal, but okay.
You're not sure if it's legal for you to take yourself out of a group chat?
Vincent. We've talked about these, Vincent. You need to advocate for yourself, boundaries, help. We are not paid enough to care about yogurt.
Yeah.
And we are not
Vincent
around
is just
yogurt.
a poor, I guess sophomore, has just gotten old enough to start working a part-time job.
Tries to boss Vincent around.
Chloe is busying herself with this tray. And then I think it occurs to her that wait a second, Kevin doesn't eat froyo. She just sort of looks over her shoulder and watches this interaction. And then she just sort of chuckles to herself, takes a picture and sends it to Subrina.
Subrina walks in.
And it just it's a picture and then it just says, "A girl!" Exclamation.
So, sorry, LB remembered that she had candy and there was no going back, so...
Yeah, priorities.
Sabrina walks in and she kind of looks at Chloe, looks at Kevin, checks her phone, looks at Kevin, looks at Chloe, and just walks up to Kevin.
Hello, welcome to Froyo Consideration. Is there anything I can help you with?
Oh,
Today we have a new flavor called caramel dancing. It's caramel.
This is actually a friend of mine. Subrina, this is Roz.
Hello, you're a friend of Kevin. Hello, my name is Roz. You can call me Roz. Hello.
Waves.
Oh, you're
yeah,
very
hi.
calm. Hello.
Sorry.
I also have chill.
Good.
I don't have any chill. It is wonderful to meet you. Wonderful to see friends of Kevin. How long have you known him? Do you have any embarrassing stories that I missed while I was not here?
Actually, a lot, yeah.
Do you have free time? Vincent, I'm going on break.
Wait, you just went on a break 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm doing another one. Goodbye.
Vincent just
Vincent.
a single tear rolls down his cheek as he starts trying to deal with all the customers here as you just step out from behind the counter.
You said your name was Ross?
Yes, Raz. Technically, it is Rosario Montero Mora, but I prefer Raz, yes.
Cool. Sabrina.
Hi, Subrina. Yes, he said yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sit down, Kevin.
I'm going to follow you.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, I can introduce you to Chloe as well.
Great, I'm on break now, so we are having friends time. Hello, Chloe, my name is Roz. I hear you are a friend of Kevin.
Hey.
Hi, why do you have dirt in a place of food?
Sorry, hold on. She just like
I do not care that much. I was just wondering.
It's kind of a thing. Don't worry about it. Like I'll put it away. She like covers it up.
I
And, like,
really do not care.
shoves it under. That's okay. That's fine. No, don't worry about it. Froyo. I'll be right back.
Leave to go get in the line. That's
Kevin, you have such great friends.
Yeah, they're real nice.
Very colorful people.
Yeah, they're not quite as talkative as I remember, but
Well, we've been through a lot, Kevin.
that's true. That's true.
How do you guys know each other?
Grew up together.
Yes. And then we were pen pals for many years, yes, because I moved away. But now I've moved back, as you can see, because of my physical presence being here.
That's cool. We
I know, right?
school.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Hold on. There is a cat in here. There's not supposed to be a cat in this story. Hold on.
I think that I just told Kevin that we were friends when we first met. Am I remembering that wrong? And then we were just friends? I came up to you and I told you we were friends, and then that's how we became friends?
Right about. Yeah, that seems right. I think I have it in my notes.
That's how I used to make friends as a child, so.
I'm also realizing it's probably for the best that Sabrina's slightly, or not slightly, is more emo and goth now, because I don't think the world could handle, like, peppy Sabrina and Roz meeting.
This is a surprise to me as well. Roz was supposed to be cool.
Sometimes the character just does what it wants.
Yeah.
When Kevin and I became friends, because I stole all of these crayons.
Oh. Did you give them back?
But I gave them back.
Okay. Good. Yeah, so just we're hanging out, Kevin? No other reason?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk some more here, but yeah, I figured, hang out and then yeah, go maybe for a drive and we can talk some more.
You mean in a spaceship?
Yeah, that's your car that we call the spaceship. Yep.
That's a fun name for a car.
Chloe sits down with her froyo and just
Did
sort
she
of
get
like,
caramel dancing? The new caramel flavor that I found very humorous.
dairy free.
Yeah. Yes.
Then yes. She sort of like pushes a punch card towards Roz, and she says, Victor says that the punch is in your apron pocket.
Yeah, it's because I like to make the clicky noise when I'm bored. Click, 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 click. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
You just click like 5 of them on her card.
Did one of them was like, oh, this is dumb. Click, 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 click.
I used to do that shit all the time.
Yeah!
She like slides it back towards her, like kind of gives Roz like a, all right, I like this one kind of look, and puts it away. So what, you guys were childhood friends?
Mm-hmm.
Kindergarten?
Yes.
What was Kevin like as a kid?
Oh my god, I thought you would never ask. I don't want to make up character stuff for you, David. He got in trouble a lot, but not for reasons you think. He would like sneak books under his desk and like be reading them in class. And then the teacher would be like, ask a question, and he's like, I wasn't just reading about flamingo facts. And it's that sort of thing.
I mean, yeah. Embarrassingly did learn a lot about flamingos, but...
Can you just read books with your mind?
I could not then, no.
Oh. Well, I mean, I guess That tracks.
I think I've ever seen
I
a
was just like,
flamingo
wait, how else
before.
do you process language if not with your mind?
Oh. Like, does she know that you're in the advanced class?
Roz is aware of my abilities. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, no, I didn't have them. I was like just a normal kid.
So cute.
Whoa, wait, no, hold on. So you didn't always just
Nah,
gestures
the
to
whole-
all of you?
There's a whole thing that it was like happened when I was 12. So
Oh
He
my
used to be
God.
short. I was
Kevin,
taller
never
than him.
knew.
It was a
I'm so
part
sorry.
of pride. Yeah.
Wait,
What?
how do you recognize him?
Well.
you know, I never moved, so I was pretty easy to get a hold of. We'll put it that
was
way.
pretty funny though. I went to the door and I was like, "Wow, Kevin, you are so tall!" Just like that. It was like a live replay for you
Yeah,
there.
no, that had to have been quite the surprise.
Yeah. Well, it was fun to catch up. Yes. Being back in Portaver is very interesting.
Where did you move from?
Spain.
Oh, never been to Spain. Maybe I'll go to Spain.
It is very nice. I do recommend Malaga, beautiful. Seville, okay. Barcelona is dirtier than you would expect, but Malaga, very good. Good cathedrals. I would recommend going there. Yes.
Yeah. I grew up in the between of France and Sweden.
CERN? You grew up in CERN?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that is so fun! You don't have accent at all. That is amazing. Yours must be so smart.
Sometimes.
That's so cool. Kevin, you did not tell me your friend was also international cool lady.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not very good about mixing friend groups usually, but
Don't worry, I'm very aggressive. If you have any other friends, they are now my friends, even though they do not know me yet.
I think a lot of them currently live in Korea. I don't.
How did you get to be such a man of the world, Kevin?
I'm not sure. I don't really know.
Oh, Kevin's gotten really popular. He actually took the most popular student to the Spring Fling.
Mhm.
Oh,
It was
Kevin.
it was like a bodyguard situation.
Kevin.
Did you tell them that? Because I don't think that they. I mean, have you spoken to them since?
Once, I would say briefly.
Kevin, that is the best way to maintain mystery in a relationship. You dog.
You
Oh,
would know
well.
by
There's a lot of
now,
mystery.
Jade has already moved out of state for college.
This
So.
is what rom-coms are made of, Kevin.
Oh well. Relationships aren't all that great.
Yeah, that's why I don't have them.
Probably for the best.
You know, friendship is like a kind of relationship that ends with chip. Also.
Yeah.
It's also true.
Yeah, I mean, we're maintaining these, right? It's not blowing up in our faces that we're friends. So,
Except for when it's legitimately blowing up in our faces.
well, that is not because we're friends.
Wow, this caramel dancing is just dancing in my mouth.
Oh, thank you.
What's it
Vincent
made
is
out
actually
of?
the one who prepared that today. I didn't.
Oh, okay, well, good job, Vince.
Thanks. As he is like struggling to, do all the froyo and work the register and.
Is it one of those places that has like the wall of like froyo like nozzles that
That's
you can
what
just
I
walk up to
imagine.
and like pull, and then it's got like a buffet line of toppings, and then like you pay by weight at the end?
That's
Please.
probably how it works, but there is like, there's still always people who are like asking him for like, so what's this one like? Can I get a sample?
The mochi's out.
Yeah, and so poor Vincent is just scrambling back there.
Oh, Vincent, by the way, I was in the middle of cutting the strawberries in the back. If you want to finish that, thank you.
Okay. Just very frantic.
Bless.
He should really
Vincent.
get the raise, honestly.
He's again, like we were telling him, got to self-advocate. He needs to
I
demand
know.
a raise.
See, if he
But-
also if he ever talked back to me for making him work my job and also his job, I would actually go work, but he doesn't, so.
So clearly it's his fault.
Yeah. I just told my boss I quit, so
Dude!
you quit?
yeah. Didn't
I
really
thought you
seem like
liked
a
it there.
Yeah, but I don't really need to work. I mean, it's not like I can't, do anything by myself anyways. I don't need money.
Wow.
Mm.
Jesus, I've seen what you've done for others, and I would like that for me. Thank you.
Yeah, forget work. Let's just be
I mean,
teenagers.
It's true. I have never had a job, so and I don't think I'll need to have one. I haven't ever talked to Elena about the finances, but I assume we're doing all right.
I mean, yeah, you live in a pretty awesome house.
Wow, what's it like to be independently wealthy, everyone?
Boring. I had Gareth move in, though.
Who is this Gareth?
He was my boss. And now he just lives in my ship.
The car, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you dating your boss?
No.
Oh, you don't do
No.
relationship. Yes, okay,
No.
respect.
Yeah. No, he just hangs out, and then I take him to work sometimes, and then we play video games,
With the boss.
eat snacks.
Wait, you worked at the Hot Topic, didn't you?
Yeah.
So like that, Garrett?
Yeah.
He's in your
Isn't he like
your
35?
car right now?
Yeah, he's like 25.
What's the difference? I mean, come on.
Just this is not comprehending for Chloe. Just head buzzing, just what?
Yeah, he needed a place to stay, so I was like, yeah, why not?
It is so nice.
Why did he need a place to stay?
Something about his landlord and roaches.
Relatable content. Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyways, do you know where we're going back to our other job?
Oh, speaking of job, I think Vincent's going to cry again. I'm going to go work. Nice to meet you. We will
He's
hang
just
out later.
been
Okay, goodbye.
crying this whole time.
Really crying. I think he might cry.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Nice to meet you. We'll hang out later. Bye.
As Roz just scoots away, Chloe sort of leans in and says, "I'm technically not supposed to be here. My parents don't know."
Okay. I won't tell him.
And speaking of the spaceship, should we take this to go?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Sure. You guys can come over.
Chloe gives Subrina yet another look. She picks up her tray.
Oh yeah, Gareth will be there.
Did you
I mean, he knows everything.
Is he allowed to know everything?
As we start heading up the door, Chloe's like, do you live in your ship?
Yeah.
You don't
What about your fake parents?
you don't have a
I got left. I mean, it's not like they can keep me there.
what do they know
The
about us?
government agents?
Yeah.
You have
I mean,
been
they're just
getting,
humans.
concerned texts from them, it's simultaneously concerned parents and some things
Yeah.
we do need to report on your location. Please update us on your status.
She'll ping them when they ask.
Yep. And also, brief sidebar, we did not describe what Roz looks
Yeah.
like.
Oh yeah, that's
You can see the art, but please tell us about Rosario.
Yes, Rosario. So she is hot. Sorry, you need more than that? Okay. So she's
Zoom
pretty tan.
froze
She's freckled.
perfectly. It was like, she
Oh,
is
really? Yeah.
hot. put so
It's
much
beautiful.
emphasis on it.
Beautiful, beautiful. So she has that good Steve Harrington hair, but not a mullet. It's just shorter on the sides, party on top, styled. She is pretty tan. She's got them good full glam makeup, like she's on Face Off every day. She's stylish. She's popular. She looks popular. I'm describing her physical appearance. Yeah, she's tall-ish. Like what, 5'8", 5'9"? I'm gonna go 5'9". Svelte. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And I'm sure we'll be seeing. Thanks for joining us. Z. We'll see you. Thank you for joining. No, we'll see more of Roz later. I'm sure. But let's go back to the rest of the squad and finding out that Subrina has invited her ex-boss to live in her alien spaceship.
You guys come inside and it's like, it looks totally different than what you had seen before. Like, there's still the cockpit and stuff, but it is more set up like they're like a apartment. There's a couch and a TV and an Xbox. There's 2 rooms in the back, like, that maybe shouldn't fit, but they do somehow. As she walks in, you get Garrett's sitting on the couch. Just playing video games.
Like, Chloe just, like, side mouths to Kevin, like, does this place look bigger to you? And
It looks messier, but
yeah, just sort of like, just like looking at like all of the breakup detritus.
Yeah, you see Gareth over on like a couch that clearly also doubles as his bed. Like there's a pillow and some blankets, and it's just.
I think I will quietly to Chloe. Like, I know a lot has happened. We haven't really got to talk much, so I don't know if you got told, or if you didn't pick up on all the context clues. But Sabrina and Flint did break up. Flint broke up with her right before the fight.
No, I'm starting to pick up. I knew about the thing. I just didn't realize it was going to be this bad. Okay. She just sort of like, I don't know, is there a dining room table in here?
So as Subrina moves over she'll go over towards where the cockpit is, and like 2 chairs appear from the ground, and she'll go sit in like the captain's chair and swivel around.
Go sit in one of the chairs, I guess.
Yeah. Chloe will actually go and like put her tray on one of the chairs. And before she loses her nerve, she's gonna be like, okay, so I really would have liked for Flint to be here to do this, but things happened. Well, here. She just sort of starts, like, she pulls like the plastic off the top of the tray, and she pulls out a itty bitty sapling in a mug. And this one like literally has like a Roswell alien on it. And she just sort of hands it to Subrina. She pulls out another mug that has a praying mantis on it. And she hands it to Kevin. And she pulls out a couple of other ones. One of them is just like, like a puppy dog, like a beagle. And the other one is just like maybe a sunflower with like a little smiley face on it. And she holds the 2 of them up and she says, these all are cuttings off of the same plant. I don't know, something sappy, like, even though we're separated, like, there's something that's always connects us, and we'll always be friends, and sometimes people leave, and that's okay.
Oh. That's really nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a bunch. Can you text me the plant name?
Yeah, it's a goldfish plant. You basically can't kill it. Like, just water it if it looks like, the dirt's not wet.
Okay.
And she just puts those other two back and pulls out a card. And she says, I already signed this. It's a get better soon card for Flint.
Okay.
I will sign it.
Yeah, she just hands it to Kevin.
I will put it on a surface somewhere so as to not force it on Subrina.
Sabrina will take it and just write a little. Hope you feel better, and Sabrina. Cool.
Yep. I'll just drop these off whenever. She tucks those away. Then just sort of stands there.
All right. So what are we gonna do, as we are arguably enemies of the most powerful supervillain on the planet?
You hear
Are
Gareth
we
kind of
though?
y'all talking about Mr. Master?
Sure are, Gareth. So glad you're here.
Cool.
I mean, are we though? I mean, like, we're gonna have to do what he says anyways, otherwise he's gonna kill us.
Paladins know, and he's got spies everywhere, so we have to assume he will figure it out.
I mean, we're pretty bad spies now, though. Like,
Mhm.
the Paladins know, so there's no way for him to, like, get any decent information out of us.
Yeah, so
I mean-
he's either gonna leave us alone, and we won't have to deal with him. He's gonna kill us, or he's gonna ask us for information anyways,
I
right?
don't know. If he wanted us dead, he could have done it.
He didn't know we were betraying him. So
So do you want to
Just
like go
feel
on
it.
the run?
I don't know. I just feel like maybe we should have some kind of contingency plan for it, of some kind.
I don't know. I guess we can just wait and see.
All right.
Call it weird, but I don't know. I almost felt like I could take him.
There's definitely something to him. And I was wondering that, and I do want to talk to maybe Amna more about it or something, because like he's made of something, right? Like
Yeah.
he's made of something. I don't know what it is, but there's got to be rules to it, and you got to be able to destroy that something. And did you notice he could only disintegrate so much stuff at a time?
Right. And
Yeah, and I could kind of manipulate him with my telekinesis.
Exactly.
Yeah, telekinesis worked on him.
And Flint scared him off. I mean, like, if we can make him blink, then I'm just saying, I don't think he's as invincible as everybody thinks he is.
Yeah, I mean, so if he's made out of something that our universe supports by laws of symmetry, something that can be made that unmakes him,
Yeah.
right? Like matter, antimatter, right? Like if he exists, there must be an anti to him.
I mean, isn't that Amna?
No, because they would cancel each other out and cease to exist. And I'm pretty sure Omna's made out of just normal matter.
All right. Well, let's see what information we can get out of her. She seems to be the only person who can survive fighting him. And us, evidently.
Hmm.
Huh.
That's true. So that's another one. So is Omna's, like, my working theory was that he's some kind of negative energy, so that like it's instead of like antimatter, like anti-energy. So he's like stopping the energetic bonds between your cells, and you can just crumble into nothing. But does that mean Omna's energy is too powerful to have that happen to?
Well, so you would know that Omna's ability is energy absorption, storing, and what's the third word? Like she can store energy, take it in, store it, and then
Just manipulate.
manipulate it, put it back out. and so she seems to be pretty much the only person on record who can like take Mr. Master's energy and not just be immediately destroyed by it.
Oh, she Kung Fu Pandas it. I get it.
Yeah. Redirect.
So then, whatever Amna's ability is wouldn't be limited to normal energy, if my assumption is right that he is made out of some kind of negative energy. Well, he can't be made out of negative energy. He'd have to be made out of a substance that exudes negative energy, because energy isn't its own substance. But anyways.
Well, okay, so since Chloe did absorb some of his energy, does she have any sort of insight that she can contribute to this conversation?
I feel like I should make you roll for this, but I'm not sure what role this would be. I mean, maybe just give me...
I did a social gesture of some sort. I feel like we're supposed to do a mechanical something about that.
Yes. Which social thing were you trying to do?
Comfort, I guess.
Okay.
What exactly is the move? It's comfort or support someone? Yeah, I was trying to comfort or support, I think.
And who specifically? Because that role does need to target one person.
God, it's got to be Subrina, right?
Sure. So you can roll plus mundane to try and comfort and support Subrina.
I did a couple of things to try and comfort and or support Subrina. I got a 6.
Okay, so you get to mark potential, but other than that, that's interesting because on a hit, so it's saying on a hit they can mark potential. So Subrina does not get any mechanical benefit from your attempt to comfort her, but you get potential.
Honestly, that sounds like a lot of conversation. Sometimes when you're comforting somebody, you're the only one who gets anything out of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I was insecure at the end of that fight. Quitting my job, moving out of my house, and letting Gareth move in with me, was that a foolhardy action without talking to my team?
Yeah, especially given that like you all are having like secret identities type conversations in front of Gareth, and you have not cleared this with the team yet.
All right.
Also, Roz, there was a spaceship mention.
Kevin tried to cover for that.
That's what that car is called.
Fortunately, Roz, like if this were D&D, Roz's like wisdom is like a 7.
Yeah. Also, chat is pointing out that y'all are gonna die. If Mr. Master knows that you know that he can be hurt, he might just clean up. So, another thought to consider.
Well, maybe he doesn't think that we're a threat.
Yeah.
Or if we've already told the paladins, it doesn't matter. The only reason he would kill us is if he was just being a jerk.
Yeah. So.
If we told him everything we know, which I did.
Yeah. So.
Explain sociopathic supervillains to me, if not jerk.
Right. Well, you could, if he's just evil and doesn't do evil for evil's sake, if he wants to have a benefit for it, I don't know.
That's
Mr.
true.
Master.
He did say he wanted to I wasn't here for this. This is Z. Hi.
Hello, Z.
Hi. He was like, it would be pretty boring if I just obliterated everything and did everything myself, because I totally could, but that'd be boring and I want to have fun. Right, like those the slotted shades on.
Yeah. So, but you all have some potential insight into this. So this is one of the reasons why I feel like we haven't done these comfort and support things, because where were we in the conversation? We got derailed.
So distracted. Yeah, okay. Yes, having any sort of input on what sort of energy that was.
Right, yes. I think this is just,
would it be Pierce the Mask?
It's either that or assess the situation.
Or, assess the situation, or unleash your powers to tap into my powers and be like, what vintage was that energy?
Let's see.
Let me check and see if I have any playbook moves.
Is that notes of chocolate? that notes of dark matter?
I mean,
Notes
given
of
my
dark
distaste
things.
of chocolate, yeah, Mr. Master is just chocolate.
Oh, dark chocolate.
The worst substance in existence.
70%, 80%.
I argue black licorice is the worst.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see. I just need to make a decision on what I'm gonna have you roll. Let's do.
Depending on, it would really depend on like what questions you get to ask for each thingama.
Yeah, and since neither of the question ones are really kind of applicable to what you're doing, we'll just do Unleash Your Powers. So please roll +3.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Wow. Yes.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you can either mark a condition or I'll tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Let's see if there's a condition that applies to this, I think. No, let's make it unstable or temporary.
Okay, so I'll say that you've kind of been storing onto the teeniest, tiniest bit of energy, and you also know that whatever you absorbed is still fading fast. And so tapping into this to try and analyze it is going to just completely drain you of whatever vestiges of his energy you had.
Okay.
But you do that, and now I have to come up with something that is almost as scientific as the things David has been suggesting. Because
I mean, that's I can bullshit, and you can just like tell me if I'm wrong or not. Like for instance, postulating that like the issue was that not so much what kind of energy it was just the sheer amount of it was like it basically filled the battery and then like went beyond that, and it just started fizzling out the fuse and like blowing the wires and stuff. It was just too much.
Okay, so that's partially right. You also know that, like, hey, this is an energy you do not want, and the only reason you survived this massive flux of energy is because you could tell, like, he had basically his faucet on drip. Like, he was barely using any of his energy in that fight with you all.
All right.
And yet you still, as you said, like, overloaded and almost blew out your battery with just the tiny little bit that he was using.
All right. Chloe will explain it basically in the same words. Like, yeah, just overloaded the battery, and I could tell that there was a lot more there.
Okay.
Sabrina has
So-
totally been lost in this conversation, just so everyone's clear. She's like,
That means there might not be a real limit on how much he can destroy in
Oh.
any amount of time.
There's got to be a limit, though, right?
I mean,
the
yeah,
limit
but
does not exist.
a practical limit.
Mr. Master is not a practical problem.
We're trying to turn him into one. Is what we're doing.
But is it really something that, I mean, we're a bunch of kids, right? Is it really something that we can handle?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just saying we might not have a choice.
yeah, we may not have a choice in that. I don't know, Kevin. I don't think we can put this in practical terms. I think an impractical problem requires an impractical solution. And then she like looks down at her phone and goes, shoot, I'd better get back. My parents are gonna notice I'm gone.
You want me to drive you back?
No, I got it. She just like picks up she'll just like leave the tray with Subrina, and she's gonna pick up her plant and Flint's plant and the card, and she'll just hop out of the ship, use her like turn into Hemlock and use her vine powers to swing home.
Bye.
Bye.
Flip, flip, flip.
So how are you doing?
I'm fine. Yeah, just, hanging out.
Don't be mad at me, but I don't believe you.
I mean, there's not much else I can do, right?
I'm just saying, you have friends, and we're here if you need us. And you got Gareth, and that seems great.
Oh, thanks.
Anytime, Gareth. So, yeah, it sucks, and I'm sorry, and I wish I could help more.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right.
Would you like to roll to comfort or support someone?
Yes. I don't think I'm very good at that.
It's plus mundane.
Yep.
Ain't nobody here got Monday.
Let's see. Oh, there's something I can do.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep going before I roll. Because I have a move where I can roll freak instead of mundane.
Okay.
And I think probably because I'm kind of close to, as I'm kind of saying my goodbyes, just, something that I've always really respected about you is your ability to kind of adapt to situations, and just know, you're gonna figure this out. It's just gonna take time. And yeah, so I have.
Now roll and tell me how I feel about this.
Yeah, wish I could be, which is when I tell someone something I, envy about them, or something of that nature. I get to roll with freak instead of.
Insight
All
checked.
right.
I
Get your
love that
freak on.
follower name.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So a miss.
You guys!
Okay.
Poor
So,
Subrina.
yeah, so I will just remind you, you can take the words however you want.
Yeah.
This is just mechanically, you don't get anything. Kevin does get to mark potential for a miss.
Heck yeah.
Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate it. Really.
Right.
And I know that you guys are there, and I just need some space, I guess.
Absolutely. If you guys ever want to play Xbox, I am always available, and I'll just hop out of the Kirby Craft as well.
Yeah, bro, I'm XX_ Gareth, bro, X underscore. The X's alternate capitals. You know how I do.
Mm-hmm. I do. And jump out of the plane.
You're telling me Gareth put his actual human first name in his Xbox username?
He's not intelligent enough to come up with something clever. The X's were the clever thing.
Yep. And he added bro. Also, people put the real names on Twitter all the time these days. It's...
Oh wait, I do that.
Anyway. So Kevin, you head out. Subrina, do you just go and play games with Gareth, or what are you doing after all this friend time?
Yeah, I think she'll fly up the ship so that they're in sort of where they normally park, and she'll hop on the. Actually, I think what she'll do is she'll transform back into her her alien form, her normal form, and kind of go into her room and read or something.
All right. Let's see, just checking, Chloe. Are you actually just going home so you don't get caught sneaking out, or are you going off to Moonlight?
I think she's going to drop by Flint isn't in a normal hospital. He's at the
He's still
Paladins.
currently in the Paladins HQ,
Okay.
yeah.
He wouldn't happen to have an outward facing window, would he?
No, I think
All right.
not
Well-
in his current stage of care.
In that case, she'll drop by, and just like leave that stuff at the front desk and tell them to give it to him. And she'll like do it in her Chloe persona and just try to keep a low profile.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Okay.
she'll start heading home.
All right.
But she does take that detour.
Yep. And you'll get back home. You clean up the mound you left in your bed, and your parents are none the wiser.
Yep.
Let's go over to Roz as your shift at For Your Consideration is coming to a close. You've made Vincent cry 3 more times.
It's got to be strong. That was a little Russian. Oh.
But it is, you are closing up. You are still the one tasked with it because you are, 18 years old. Vincent is a minor. They're not going to let him do that. But so once you lock up, what is it that you are going to do?
Oh, I'm just gonna, go be a normal civilian, not do anything like stupid or untoward or anything. No, I'm gonna go vigilante. I'm gonna go like punch some bad guys and hex some no gooders. That's the word.
So how does Roz handle transforming into her alter ego?
It's like a Sailor Moon transformation, bruh. So one of her superpowers is magical affinity. so she's gonna
actually I was thinking we'd kind of do the official intro before break, but let's do it now and then we'll take our break. So
okay.
Z, please tell us about Roz and Fragment and the playbook you're doing and all that jazz.
Oh, okay. So Roz herself is she's pretty average in an awesome way. She's like, she's popular, she has a job, she's on the like fencing team at school, or she will be when school starts up again. And that's because she has the Janus's mask as one of her. I know, I'm getting there.
What is your playbook?
It's because she's the scion. And the reason that is important that she has that like alter ego is because the Scion playbook, she's the kid of a super villain, almost said superhero. Her mother is a genuine, actually certifiable, insane, but also villain. As part of her playbook, I got to determine what kind of villain. Her mom is a deadly mercenary. Their relationship is actively adversarial. And her mother's abilities are superhuman martial prowess, dark sorcery, and endless minions, which I imagine to be like the Heartless from Kingdom Hearts, because that's fun for me. So as the kid of a supervillain, the theme of this playbook is that Roz needs to like gain respect of people who her mother wronged and kind of establish herself as her own individual, separate from her mother's reputation, and that is to like be a good guy, superhero. So yeah, that's that playbook.
Yes, and so why don't you tell us about some of your moves, including some of the advancements you've taken, because everyone's had a few advancements by now.
Yeah, so our kind of benevolent GM let me come in with a couple of advancements, so I wasn't completely in the dust with my peers I'm joining here. So I have taken, as I mentioned, the Janus's mask as one of my advancements, which lets me have a civilian identity with my super identity. And then my other advancement is the following move from the Legacy playbook, which is never give up, never surrender. So when I take a powerful blow from someone with far greater power than me, I roll a different move than the regular take a powerful blow move. And that's just supposed to emulate that Roz is like trying to be like an inspirational sort of figure, like not a villainous figure, but like she get knocked down, she stand back up again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Her other moves are very not combat. That might be relevant later. So when she accuses an enemy of being irredeemable, she can mark 2 conditions to take influence over her away from them. second part of that is when she directly engages someone who has no influence over her, she can always take an additional option, even on a miss. So I guess that's combat-oriented-ish. Something about influence.
Could be, because all adults have influence over you.
Fight me, adults.
Yeah.
That one's called They Don't Deserve Forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, the other move is I'll show them. And that's when you defend someone who doesn't believe in you. You can always take influence over them, even on a miss. Yep, her stats aren't great right now. She's a little bit dangerous, a little bit freaky, and a little bit savior. But not very superior, not very mundane.
Well, as we know with masks, your labels are constantly shifting as you are volatile teenagers who are always changing in your own self-image.
Yeah.
But let's see. I'm just thinking we can't quite do when our team first came together because y'all have not yet. Let's talk about. Well, no, I think maybe we'll save some of the relationships and influence for once the rest of the team has met Fragment. But like I said, we'll handle that after our break. So we are going to go on a break, take a quick 5-10 minute break, refresh our water, stretch, use the restroom, take our meds, get some snacks, all that stuff. I'm not your dad. I can't tell you what to do, but if you don't get some water or at least stand up and stretch a bit, I will be very disappointed in you. And with that looming threat over you, we're going to go handle that stuff ourselves. So we'll see you back here very shortly. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for sticking with us while we took our break. Better have stretched or had some water or something. Did you? Did you? Okay. We are back and we're ready to get back into action here with our Squire squad. And we are picking up basically right where we left off with Roz doing a magical girl transformation into her alter ego of Fragment.
Can I describe what that looks like?
Please do.
Okay, so basically, I mean, it's magical girly, and it ends up like this real. Okay, so like, because she's got the like alter ego thing going on. When she's Fragment, she has this like full face stained glass mask on that like just kind of has like cool eye holes in it, but otherwise like it's very structured, no like nose or mouth visible, and it's just different shapes of basically shattered stained glass that makes this like cool fragmented mask that she wears. And her hair is actually kind of slicked back in like almost a platinum blonde look when she's in her hero outfit, because magic. And she's wearing this like tied like ascot, and she's wearing this like trim waistcoat thing with like a ruffly, not bustle, but like a ruffly tailcoat, and this goes to her elbows. She's got these gloves that look like stained glass, and it's like an old-timey like cavalier soldier jacket with a cute feminine tailcoat and these cute pants. I can't describe them. They're like the tight ones that you wear when you like ride a horse or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Those like cute ones that I'm like, ooh, and everyone's butt looks really good in them. And she's also got like these tall thigh-high boots that are like, it's all, you know, like filigree. And she's like, ho ho, and she's got like a fencing sword. What are those called? Rapier. So she's like, pose. That's what she looks like, is Fragment.
All right. And so, transformation complete. How does Fragment go about being a vigilante?
Oh, hi, Topaz. Would you like to give some input? So because she's got magic, rather than she like probably theoretically could fly, but I'm also imagining that she just kind of like almost does the Doctor Strange thing of like on a wall there's like a ritually circle thing that appears, and she just like pops her head through or like walks through just like do and just like essentially teleports different places, really short distances, to be like, any crime in this alley? No. Zoop zoop zoop, that kind of a thing.
Cool. Yeah. So you do this, you're going just kind of. Do you have regular patrols you do of certain sections of the city, or?
It's not that organized.
Yeah. Though I imagine you stay far away from Paladin's HQ.
Oh yeah, no cops here. Don't tase me, bro.
Yes. So, and what do the portals look like when, or just in general, what does your magic look like? Is it sparkly and bright, or?
I think it can depend. In my imagination, the way that Fragment's magic works and the way her mother's magic works is it's all about like patterns and symmetry. And so she actually has to like, her incantation thing has to be a palindrome of some kind. That's like a spell, like has to say what it's doing, but it has to be in the form of a palindrome in whatever language. Maybe there's also a semantic component where she has to like draw something symmetrical. Hi. So sorry, my cat. So I imagine it's mostly gold, like it's like a gold thread sort of a thing. Have you seen Wheel of Time? It's like a thread appears out of nowhere and like it does shit.
Okay. So you're popping around the city doing this, and we'll say, are you going? Are you mostly ground level? Are you going up to rooftops and looming?
Yeah, I'm gonna Batman. No, but yeah, kind of like it's mostly ground level. But sometimes we'll like pop out of the side of a chimney and be like, "Any crime on the roof?" Or just like go to the edge and kind of like classic fencer pose, looking all dramatic and look around, be like, "Any cries for help?" That kind of thing.
Yep. And so you're doing this, you're popping around, no crime yet. And Chloe, as you are walking back, you see kind of out of the corner of your eye as you walk past an alley, this kind of flicker. But as you turn to look, nothing's there. You continue walking, and then across the street in a different alley, another flicker. And this time you turn and you see there's a figure. They're in shadows. You can't see. But they do something. They're waving their arms around. And then they, another flicker and they're gone. And then you see it up on a roof further away in front of you.
No hero she's ever seen. I want to say that as she's like walking back, she's kind of like contemplating that power that she absorbed from Mr. Master. And I don't think she necessarily even knows that she did this, but she actually like repurposed a lot of that energy into healing up after the fight. And now that she has used up the last bit of that energy, she's starting to feel a little bit of that like fatigue. She's like just now starting to realize that like I actually felt pretty good for the past few days, and I'm starting to feel like garbage again. And I don't know, like I kind of want to just go and do some more vigilante work, and then like all that flicker starts happening. And she's like, doesn't look like anyone I recognize. And I think she like will sort of follow in like as Chloe for a little bit to try and like see if she can like catch sight of that flickering again.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and give you this. There's one very dramatic shot as Fragment magics up to the top of a roof in like corner of an apartment building, so a few stories up, but the moon is just framed perfectly behind them. And so you see this like a tailcoat in the wind and some strands of hair, and there's maybe a little bit of light from a street light across the way, and there's multicolored something or other on their face and arms, and then they again move their arms around in what now you can kind of see as an arcane way, and they just kind of
How similar does Fragment look to her mother's villain persona?
Not
at
all.
Okay.
Good question. Now that would have been smart of me, but no.
no, that's not. Don't worry about that.
Well, so you said the powers are similar, though. So
yeah, yeah. Was she active as a villain in this area, like with powers and stuff?
Nope.
No. She just had her super villain origin story here. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I went to Spain and was like, I am now an evil person here in Europe.
Gotcha. Is that famous enough that we could have seen it on the news?
I think I've talked about that with you, Alex. Like, she's basically based in Spain, but as a deadly mercenary quote from Mask System, that was the option. Yeah. I imagine that she's like hired out to do stuff all over the world, including the US.
Yeah, and so you would know. I feel like this is something that I have asked and forget, is like how much you all keep up with hero news.
I would say that like since she became a hero, like a lot.
Yeah, and I mean there are definitely like forums that people use. There are in-universe wikis of like, these are the paladins and what they can do, and the knights, and there's some stuff about the squires, but the forums are always very good. Like, hey, most of these are minors. Let's, we can talk about their powers a bit, but if you try, no doxing them whatsoever. But all that to say is, there are reports of, it maybe takes you a minute and you like see this magic stuff happening a few times as you are starting to kind of figure out, like, you're able to follow them. It's not just like, oh, I know exactly where they're going, but it's like you go around and it's like, oh, wait, they're over there, and you head that way. And the more you see it, the more you realize that this is similar to the villain Susurrus. Did I say that right, Z? Susurrus. I don't know if I can get the accent on it, but
that's fine.
You do know that this is, as Zia said, a mercenary hired out to the highest bidder, often for villainous work. However, the outfit certainly doesn't match, but you do know that Susurrus is well known for having minions and magic, and so you think maybe this is a minion that they've taught magic to?
Okay. As it becomes harder to follow her on foot, she will just step into an alleyway and go full hemlock. And like just try and catch up with her for the most part.
Okay. And yeah, once you go full hemlock, it is much easier because you're able to, Spider-Man your way up onto buildings and more easily able to see where this figure seems to be magicking around to. Fragment, what are you up to? Are you still just looking for crime?
I'm looking for crime! Heck, I have an idea. What if I teleport into like a cop car in somebody's driveway to try and like use their cop radio thing to hear for some crimes? Like it looks like I'm jacking a cop car. I don't know. Is that dumb?
I think that could work. Yeah. So it's we'll say that so Hemlock and Fragment, you both see this from different vantages. Fragment, you don't necessarily know that you're being followed yet. Hemlock, you're not sure if you want to engage yet, but you're on like buildings a block or two away from each other. And there's down on the street level, a cop car is just pulled up and parked as they are going into a donut shop. And it's, it's around midnight at this point. So they're getting their coffee and donuts before going out onto their shift. And Fragment, you into the cop car.
All right, let's see here. I'm just gonna like turn on the radio. Like I'm gonna go through I don't know how police radio things work. Are they like regular radios? How do I get crimes on this? Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle.
Hemlock, you see this figure you see them vanish, and then you realize, oh, they've, the magical effect happens in the cop car.
All right. I'm going to use my own playbook for this. I'm going to go ahead and power up. So
All right.
let's go ahead and roll for that.
Yes, please roll plus your conditions.
Yes, I got an 8.
Okay.
So that means I hold
3, but you mark another condition.
Yeah. I'm gonna say that I am angry. So, what I'm gonna do is, it's gonna be the moat flare, which is spend 1 burn to create a barrier that will hold back threats as long as you keep your attention on it. And essentially the way this looks is that, like, Fragment is like, fiddle faddle, radio, radio. And then she, like, sees something kind of slithering in the periphery of her vision, and just notices that there are vines starting to grow all over the car.
Wow, I hate it! I'm gonna get out of here!
Let's see, I'm trying to think with your moat ability, could you easily just... Because I'm trying to think how your powers interact in this moment.
But that's the thing. If she has the ability to teleport, then she probably could definitely teleport out of it. Like, the moat itself holds back threats.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, she, like, teleports out, and then, like, maybe a vine, like, snakes out and grabs her by the ankle, just briefly. And so, like, bamf, vine snag.
Yeah.
And then, like, from the darkness, there's just, like, this sheen of 2 lime green lenses. And Hemlock is like, I have a feeling you're not with the Paladins.
So, Fragment, you see these vines growing, you pop out of the car, one snake's around your ankle, and you just get whoosh into an alley, and you're, like, strung up as it's, like, hanging over a fire escape. And then that happens.
I'm not. I think there's been some kind of misunderstanding. Are you with the Paladin? Are you not with the Paladins? You have to tell me if you're with the Paladins, otherwise it's entrapment.
What are you doing out here?
What are you doing out here? Upside down, trying to be the one that's like...
Yeah. There's just, like, a moment of quiet, and... I just saw you inside a police car. Like, were you trying to... Hello? Oh. Sorry, I just realized that was not a technical, yeah, no, this was on purpose. All right, you were just inside a police car. Were you supposed to be in there? What's going on here? Can't hear you.
It was definitely intentional. Wasn't doing a crime, though. I mean, technically, I guess technically, if you think about it, it was a crime. I didn't own the vehicle. But I was trying to use public paid for facilities to, taxes pay for that. It's fine. Technically, I own that car, right? It's fine. It wasn't a crime. I just needed the radio. Not a big deal. I didn't even break anything. I might have thought about taking a donut when he got back. Maybe.
You're not making this situation any better for you.
The blood is rushing to my head. Are you with the Paladins? Am I in trouble? You're gonna be in trouble. If you're a criminal, you're gonna be in trouble.
No. I'm a Squire.
Oh, that's fun. What's that like? I've heard about squires in the area. Is there a lot to do besides string up people in alleys.
You know, vigilante work isn't allowed.
Then what are you doing? Where's your team? Eh?
She just drops her.
Ah! Or wait, no. Ah! That was me getting
and-
poised.
She'll come back. She'll like disappear into like one shadow and come out of another.
That was really cool.
I'll stay out of your way if you stay out of mine.
It's also really cool.
Slithers back into the shadows.
What's your name?
She's like walking away. She's like, fuck, I didn't tell her my name. I can't go back now. That wouldn't be cool. I can't do that.
And then Fragment just like,
Slither.
damn, I was gonna tell Kevin so that she could get in trouble for being a vigilante while being a squire.
She leaves.
Also leaves.
And not as much as Hemlock, who uses actual leaves.
Hey!
I give myself inspiration. That's not a thing in this system. Anyway, so seems like for the evening, you two are just gonna go be vigilantes separately.
Yeah.
Unless.
I do want to say that like later on as Fragment does the rest of her vigilante work, she eventually does find some like muggers or some ne'er-do-wells, gang members, whatever, that have been beaten up, and like they're like shriveled and weird.
Like they look like a mix between being old men and having been in the bath too long, but also they're like clearly not old people.
Gently pokes with rapier. That is not a good look for you, friend. Looks for plants.
They're Hemlock, do you leave them tied up with vines or?
They're not going anywhere now.
Are they dead?
No, they're not dead.
Oh god.
But yeah, I will say after the third group of these that you find, Fragment, you do see like starting to like almost completely withered away is like some ivy or something, but it very quickly like crumbles and disintegrates away to nothing.
I think I was lied to. Fuck. I'm gonna go look for that one who lied to me if I can find them.
All right. Are either of you reaching out to any of your friends?
I don't have friends.
You have a Kevin.
I'm gonna tell Kevin to go vigilante and then he'll get in trouble.
I am
Okay,
gonna
but
text
if you
Kevin and be
do-
like, I think I found a super criminal.
And Chloe texts Sabrina. We meet up in an alleyway.
Wait, what?
Well, if Fragment texts Kevin and be like, hey, there's this vigilante out here, and then Chloe texts Sabrina is like, hey, there's this vigilante out here, I need your help, and then we meet up in an alleyway. And it's like, Kevin, what are you doing?
Chloe wouldn't tell anybody.
I know.
Roz is gonna tell Kevin and be like, do you know of any criminals who suck up people like Capri Suns?
Like a vampire?
I've not seen it happen.
All right. No, not vampires.
I'm in it.
Okay, where are you? I'll help. Oh,
Did you get in trouble with your little Squire Paladin friends up on
Oh, it's
that
fine.
floor, you? Okay.
It's fine. I mean, if I meet a vampire in the wild, I'm pretty sure I have to fight it, right? Them's the rules.
Also, you'd be totally safe from a vampire.
Yeah, I assume.
I also assume.
Well, now I'm gonna have to come up with a vampire villain, and we'll see how that goes.
Yes, please.
Fragment has just decided it's a vampire now.
Yeah, Kevin said vampire, now it's a vampire!
If you're still by the group, do you check their their necks for bite marks?
Do now!
Are
Are they conscious even? Can I interrogate them?
They're conscious, but they are just like, and you can't get a coherent answer out of them.
Gross. It's super gross. They just moan. Maybe they're zombies.
Yeah, not good either way. So yeah,
It's
on my
actually
way.
bad either way.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm over by the Circle K.
You give Kevin an address near this last batch. Just thinking about how we could get Subrina in this, Kevin. Do you text Subrina like, hey, can you give me a ride in the Kirby Craft? There's something happening.
Sure, I will. But I gotta get there fast.
Yeah.
I'll just Sabrina. Would you be able to give me a ride? I have intelligence that there may be a vampire in the area.
There is like the bubbles pop up like she's texting, and then it goes away for a second. The bubbles text up like, really, vampire?
I don't know. It's somebody, draining people of life or something. It's not clear on the details. The person made it sound like vampires, so
I'm outside your window.
Oh shit, okay.
When you
float
walk
out the
in,
window.
Subrina is full on in her alien form. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. Maybe she's probably showed you before, but
I think so.
yeah.
You two have definitely talked about
This is the
that
body
of-
swap!
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
body swap.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and also being like, hey, we're not humans. We should be not humans together sometime, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, the not human meeting.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. The meeting of the non-humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is now
once you-
50-50 again.
Yeah.
Ah.
When Kevin pops in, there's just a again this low murmur thing. I want Gareth to understand her in her alien form so bad.
Do it! Just no explanation, he just does.
Like robots.
Oh, what if... No.
Maybe the ship could translate it.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, the Kirby Craft is telepathic, so maybe while he's in there, you can communicate that way.
Oh yeah.
I'm also just thinking like me, Alex, used to communicate primarily through like monosyllabic grunts, and like my family and friends got used to learning how to interpret those, or not
Fair.
mostly, but it was a common enough thing that's like, oh yeah, that's what that sound means.
Mm-hmm. It's like cat meows.
Anyway.
I know what that meow is. Yeah. So it over the she makes a noise, and then over the speaker it says location.
I give the address by the Circle K.
Let's
There are
fucking
strange
go.
things happening at the Circle K.
Yes, thank you.
And as we land, she'll change into Corvid. Should I like
All
stay
right,
back or?
I'll give Roz a heads up that I'm coming with Sabrina. Or I'm coming not with Sabrina, with Corvid, one of my teammates.
Where did you even
Lit.
get this information from?
An anonymous source.
Okay. I'll let Kevin take the lead.
All right. Jump out and look at the victims of these vampires.
Whoa. Does this look familiar to us?
I'm trying to think of the times that Chloe has used her powers and drained people too much. think, Kevin, you might actually recognize this from when y'all stopped the airplane and you stayed behind to help clean up. I don't know. I'm trying to think if it's dark. You have this idea of vampires or zombies in your mind. You're not sure, but it does. It's like you feel like you've seen this before, but you're not immediately making the connection to.
And on television when people are attacked by vampires, that's where I've seen it before. Let's move.
I'm wondering if I should be there waiting or if I got impatient and was like, bye.
That's a good question.
Trying to set up a fight.
To set up the fight, you need to be gone, right?
Yeah.
Right? I need to have
as a
Corbett
group,
not
go find
see
Chloe.
me. Yeah, I'm gone. I was like, yeah, I'll totally wait for you, Kevin. Didn't.
This is weird.
My source isn't here, which I don't like.
You don't think they got taken, do you?
I don't know.
All right. What did they look like?
Oh, yeah, I probably got to tell you. It's Roz. It's Roz. It's my source.
Oh, okay. Was she just like walking?
I guess. I don't know. She just said she found people attacked by a vampire.
Okay. Well, let's start a
Those
patrol,
are her
I guess.
exact words.
I will call in that there was an attack, and that like we stumbled across an attack. These people were on the ground, need medical attention, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I will also say, if you check some of them over, you do see like laying discarded near them. Some of them have like, switchblades and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't
We'll take the
necessarily look
weapons.
just like completely innocent people, but they're still obviously they've been.
Yeah.
They try to defend themselves.
Yeah. Some vampires attacking gangs out of The Warriors, the movie.
Wait, no, I think you're getting the Lost Boys and the Warriors mixed.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll start a patrol.
Okay. At any point, do either of you text Chloe to be like, "Hey, we're out and working right now"?
I wouldn't. I mean, like, I assume she went back to bed. She got attacked.
Yeah, she's supposed to be out of commission right now, so yeah.
But she was fine.
Yeah. Clearly she is.
Fine to eat froyo.
No, I don't text Chloe. Sorry.
No, that's fine. This will allow us to continue the confusion beautifully. Okay. So Chloe, you're continuing around. You're finding, still the occasional mugger. I guess I have a question. Do you start finding people who aren't, not like in the act of mugging, but you see, say there's like, a woman walking down the street, and then like most of a block back on the other side, there's a guy who, seems to be going the same way and could be following her. Do you act on those sorts of things as well?
No, she just follows like a creep right up until the moment where it's confirmed that they're gonna do something bad, and then she swoops in.
Okay, so yeah. Most of the time, it's not actually anything. It's like, oh, they split paths after another block or two. But we'll say that as you are traversing the city and doing this and following some people, Fragment, you start finding more evidence of plants being used, plants in places they should not be. And most of them are like withering, but you also start to find like less withered as you seem to be catching up to them.
What's that movie? Where he's like, oh, it's Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like, why would you be smiling at a time like this? And like the story's like, we're catching up. That's me right now. I am stoked about this. Like, hey, sorry, Kevin, about not hanging out. I'm hot on the trail.
I'll ask back for location.
Give his location.
Actually,
Alright.
sorry, hold on, because you don't necessarily know that the plants are, I'm trying to think how because we jumped from drained people to you started finding these plants in places they shouldn't be. And
That's
I'm
true,
not
but
sure
you
if
told me that
makes
there were
sense.
some plants around some of the drained people. So I was making
Yeah,
a connection
so
as
yeah,
fragment,
you
like,
saw-
oh, this person who kicked me out of the cop car. Maybe they didn't want me to catch them doing crime.
Right,
That's why they took me
yes.
away from the radio. I was lied to. This
okay.
person's not a squire.
Yes, okay. So this is making sense for the miscommunications. Okay, we're back on track.
I want to at some point see Hemlock creeping. Not doing a crime on an innocent person, but just like see Hemlock creeping, and that's
just
enough for me.
following somebody, just like creeping along.
You Carmen San Diego, she-go, creepy little shit.
Yep, and so eventually you do catch up as like there's this, long stretch of road, and there's, one person walking one way, another person seems to be trailing behind them, and then up on a rooftop, observing them both, you see this Carmen San Diego, but in Shigo colors.
Not this time, fiend. I'm gonna try and teleport over there and on guard, engage them.
All right, Hemlock, as you are about to move down to keep following, suddenly that magic effect that you were seeing before happens right next to you, and there is a rapier pointed at your neck.
I thought
It seems we did have a miscommunication earlier, didn't we?
I thought we had an understanding.
I thought we did. I've been gullible before. But not this time!
Great. She just hat down, like hat brim covers her lenses, and she starts raising her hands, oh, you caught me, take me away. And then a vine whips out of her wrist, and she's gonna use a snatch.
Okay.
Spend 1 burn and use your powers to seize any one object up to the size of a person from someone within view.
Yep. So you can spend 1 of your burn. And I assume you are taking the rapier.
Yep. Oh, totally.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, in this moment, Fragment, you are caught clean off guard. You think you're all nice and in position, and then just like a vine actually like quickly moves up your side along your arm, like wraps around the rapier's hilt and yanks it from your hand.
Can I add something to that? I know it says any one object. Can my hand go with it? My hand didn't let go of the rapier.
Oh my god, I love it. Yes.
Yeah. So your hand,
I did want to like just take the rapier and put it in my hand.
Mm-hmm. And you get an extra hand with that as the vine snatches the rapier over. That like stained glass gauntlet is like still there holding on, and like some of the fingers twitch a little bit.
Yeah, just like she like catches the rapier and she like is all ready to be all like, haha, I got your weapon. But then there's a hand attached to it, and she's like, ah!
Unhand me.
Do you does Fragment actually say that to him?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, there's a look of confusion from Hemlock. She's gonna try and bail. Just like, I've lost the advantage of surprise. I'm just gonna like move somewhere else. So I'll say that she like just sort of like falls forward. I imagine there's like an alleyway between them.
Yeah.
And she just sort of falls forward into the alleyway and like into the darkness, just like. And there's like the sound of slithering vines as she goes.
I think that's rad as hell. Fragment / Roz is like, ew. Not today, vampire. I'm gonna pursue.
Do you retrieve your hand first?
Oh, of course. It just comes right back. I imagine that when I detach my limbs, they like just like the rest of my magic. It's like a very thin, translucent, like almost transparent golden thread that like kind of glimmers in the right light that just like connects them, and it's just like shwhoop.
Yeah, and just to straighten this out now, so we know, is the thread corporeal in any way, or is it just purely a magical energy?
It's purely a magical energy.
Okay, so like
I imagine it's kind of like in D&D when you like travel to the astral plane, you've got that silver thread that can only be cut by very specific means.
Yeah.
okay.
I like the idea that like you can only really see it if the light shines across it. Almost like puppet strings, just like
yeah. Oh, and this is actually a good moment, especially because Chloe/Hemlock was thinking about Susurrus earlier. For several years, Susurrus did travel with a sidekick called La Muñeca, which is Spanish for the doll, and had like a creepy like porcelain doll motif, and would attach their limbs to apprehend people and objects.
All right. Oh, damn. Hemlock is going to try and vanish into the shadows and like regain the advantage, essentially.
I'm gonna attempt to pursue.
All right.
I also imagine that I attempt to text Kevin with my one hand while the other one's like reeling back in, and it's just like a bunch of letters. So it's like absolutely like not human text. Just like like drunk texting.
Autocorrects to.
All right. I'll tell Subrina I think Ross is in trouble.
Let's go. Post haste. Fly.
Tally ho.
Okay, how to
I want to fight.
yeah,
Fight me.
I'm just thinking there's not really like any kind of chase mechanics here, but
I do that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we could just jump straight into fighting, I think. Like,
yes, so
depending on how well she rolls decides whether or not she finds me in the darkness.
Ooh, yeah, so let's have Roz roll to assess the situation, please.
Okay. Oh, that's superior. May
Yes.
I cast a spell so that I may use freak instead?
Is that a thing on your
Nope.
sheet?
No.
Then
I'm
no,
just
it's,
asking.
It's,
Darn it.
It's still superior.
Okay. Please, 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 please. I'm so poised. I'm so beautiful. Clearly, I'm superior. It's an 8.
Okay, so you get to ask one question from the list.
All right, let me open that up.
What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly?
Well, I want to know where they're running off to.
And I think that would be a how could we best end this quickly?
Yeah, how can we
like,
best end this
locating.
quickly? Yeah.
So, you're able to, you still hear the sounds of the rustling vines. This Carmen Sandiego. There's probably a better way.
Sandiego.
There's probably a slightly smoother way to do that, but is quick, but you can follow the trail of vines and other plant material, and so you are able to teleport after that, and it's very easy to follow, and eventually in your pursuit you do see that in this person's haste to just get away, they are kind of funneling themselves into into an alleyway, but there's also going to be like a great a chain link fence at the end that you could get to them and like try and cut them off at.
I've patrolled in these alleys before. Yeah, I'm gonna try and teleport ahead of where I know that they're going, and then do my same like pose in front of her. So she's like skirt, and I'm like haha.
And so yes, Hemlock, as you are going through the alleys, you think you're getting away, and then that magic portal happens, and suddenly the multicolored tuxedo mask is in front of you.
Yes. and yeah, yeah, you can respond. Sorry.
All right. I think that what this looks, she's like, her persona as Hemlock is that she does her best not to like let people see her sweat. So like what this looks like is she's just like, you know, like moving very swiftly as the vines just slither around her, like, you know, perambulating her down this alleyway. And then suddenly there is that swing, and then the rapier like in the way, and then she just like stops, and like all those vines are just sort of like almost like an octopus, just sort of like I don't know, like curled around her, and she just stands like stock straight up, like in a creepy way, just sort of like trying to assess the situation.
Would you like to roll to assess the situation?
Yes, I think so.
Maybe
That's
all this
gonna be-
assessing will give time for Chrysalis and Corvid to arrive.
Yeah.
So that's going to be plus superior.
Okay, well, I'm so good at Superior. Everybody knows this. I do that. I roll. I go. I got a 4. That's
So,
one hundo miss.
yeah,
miss
you
on
get
that
to mark
one.
potential, but yeah, you are just like, shit, how can I escape in this moment? And just you're maybe getting a little bit panicked. You're not able to get anything tactical in this moment.
All right. Well, in that case, I think that this is the moment where, like, she realizes, oh, you actually do want to play ball. And so, like, that hat brim goes up. There's that shine of the lime green lenses. And she's going to use her move Game Face to commit herself to defeat a terrible enemy.
I'm terrible.
All right.
I mark a condition, and honestly, I'm gonna take Afraid. And she's she's posturing, but she is genuinely like, all right, first fight with a superpowered person on my own. Let's do this. But I get a +1 ongoing to all rolls in direct pursuit of this goal.
Yep.
So gonna try and take her out.
Yep.
You're gonna.
I'm also just looking at the end of any scene in which you don't make progress towards that goal, mark a condition. When you fulfill your goal, mark potential. So we'll see. You're also currently at 4 out of your 5 conditions.
You are correct. What happens when you get 5 conditions?
You are just gone. Like you have to
with
leave
God
the
now.
scene. So we'll see if it comes to that.
Oh,
You're
boy,
telling
oh,
me I
boy.
could win.
Let's
telling me you
cut
have a
back
chance.
over to Kevin and Subrina. I imagine at this point, Roz, you have just like done the like find my phone thing to Kevin so he can keep tracking
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I imagine like while I was teleporting, I saw that it was just a mess, and I just clicked to turn on Find My Phone.
Yeah. So, Kevin, in the Kirby craft, you're guiding Subrina, and you see, knowing Roz's abilities, you're like, okay, yes, it's kind of popping around, and like your phone is freaking out. It's like, wait, how's the other phone doing this? But eventually, it stops in an alley, not too far away from where you currently are.
Okay, yeah, just give directions.
All right.
Be ready to just jump out on top of the fight.
Always ready.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, whatever's going on. And I noticed... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, is this off the books?
I have no idea. You
Okay.
said you told Paladin.
Wait, did you say she's fighting someone?
I said I had a source and that I then hesitantly revealed that to be Roz. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on, truthfully.
Okay. All right, well, let's hope not. I mean, she's just she has a lot of energy, so...
Mm-hmm.
She seems like someone who might get in over her head very quickly.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Well, I'll hop in first and illuminate the situation, and then...
Okay.
and then go from there.
Sounds good.
So, I think we'll give Roz and Chloe one turn each before you two arrive and shine some light on this, and we get to see how that plays out. But we'll say, Roz, you get the first action, given that you kind of cornered Hemlock here.
Excellent. That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah,
I'm going to cast a spell. Sorry.
I also say you both have a +1 for this because you have a +1 from assess the situation to act on these answers, and Hemlock has it from her move.
Oh, excellent. I didn't know about that. Maybe I should read moves. I'm going to, I assume, directly engage a threat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cast a spell by saying, and I don't speak French, don't judge me. As I'm posed with my rapier, I'm trying here. Engage la joue que je le gagne.
If you send it to me, I can pronounce it.
Please. It is a palindrome, and it means what I want it to mean, which is start the game so I can win it. Oh, I was trying to at you, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Engager le jeu que je le gagne.
Yes, I say that. And what I'm attempting to do is kind of like compelled duel in D&D. Like I'm gonna try and make like a dual circle around the two of us, which hopefully like backs off the massive vine so that she'd have to like regrow something to like put us more on a level playing field.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and stab her. I don't know.
Okay, so yeah. Chloe, you see, I think as the this spell that you recognize is being cast, it's got this weird echoey ethereal quality to it, and magic happens. Some of your vines are cut off, not all of them, but you are finding yourself in this enclosed space as this tuxedo mask wannabe lunges at you with the rapier. So Roz, please roll plus danger.
I will happily roll plus danger after that rude insult. Danger?
And make sure
What's
you
up,
add the
danger?
+1.
Oh, there it is. It popped up. Oh, I couldn't see it because I'm blind. A 9.
Okay, so on a 7 to 9, you pick one, resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
I'm going to resist or avoid their blows. I want to cause damage and be dexterous while I do it.
Okay. So you, yeah.
Oh, I get to choose a second one actually.
Oh.
Because when I directly engage someone who has no influence over me, I can always choose one additional option. Even on
yeah.
this. So I'm going to resist or avoid their blows, and I'm going to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
So normally this is normally if it was an NPC, I would say which of those wings it's going to be up to you whether you're impressed, surprised, or frightened. But in terms of resist or avoid their blows, that initial burst of magic cut off most of your vines, and this flurry of rapier strikes more or less slices away the rest of your vines. You're able to dodge and like not take any direct blows yourself, but you are currently cut off from any of your plants.
I think that it's all of the above. I think she's impressed, surprised, and frightened. Mostly surprised because she had seen this person detach pieces of her body and also teleport. She didn't know she could also do magic. So that's the part that surprises her, I think. What shall we do then? I think what I'm going to do is, since I've been cut off from my vines, I'm going to charge up my powers again.
Okay. So go ahead and roll plus your conditions, which now that you have 4 should be easier.
There's a full hit.
Okay, so yeah, you just get 3 extra burn.
All right. She's gonna try and finish this quickly.
All right.
Is she able to move out of the circle?
Yeah, I think after the initial burst, you notice that it was more of just a burst and it's not lingering.
All right. I want to say that like, essentially it, like, just disconnected her from the vines. The thing is that, like, for the most part, like, whenever she's using vines, they are actually connected to her body at some point. So that circle just, like, snapped the connection and they all start withering, which I feel like is a situation she's never found herself in before. So yeah, she, like, is surprised briefly, and then just, like, like, all these vines start coming out everywhere, and she's going to overcharge and take a 10+ for unleashing her powers.
Yep. All right, so what are you doing as you unleash your powers?
She's just absolutely encasing her in vines, just, like, more and more vines, just a cocoon of vines, just.
All right. So yeah, Fragment, you have done this amazing flurry, and you see maybe, like, it's hard to tell because Carmen Sandiego is wearing those goggles that hide her eyes, but maybe there's, certainly some surprise, maybe a little bit of fear, maybe a little bit of respect, maybe something else. You're not sure, and then it's like, it's just basically you are hit with a fire hose of vines, as it's just like they snake out from you're not sure where exactly, it just seems like everywhere, and you are wrapped up in, like, with the way your limbs work, it's like you're not as completely restrained as you might otherwise be, but it's still a little difficult. And it is at this moment that suddenly there is a giant spotlight over you, basically, as Corvid enters. Player 3 has entered the game.
Okay, so I'm seeing. This is Hemlock, right? I know this is Hemlock.
Yep.
So Hemlock is fighting someone who is wrapped up in vines. Hemlock looks terrible. Cool.
Yeah, Hemlock does look pretty rough.
Okay, so what happens is, seeing this from the ship, Subrina turns around and runs headfirst into one of the walls of the ship where there is a shadow, and you just see her fly in and then on the ground fly out of another shadow, and sort of tackle this vine cocoon to the ground, and she kind of has her, like, boot on the chest and her, like, arm on their neck with the glowing green eyes and face mask. And she kind of, like, holds this figure down and looks back to Hemlock and just like, "Are you all right?"
Like, she takes, like, 2 seconds too long to respond, and then she, like, looks up and you can see her eyes behind the lenses, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just, this person, I don't know who they are."
Kevin, would you like to come down?
Sure, yeah. So they got the vampire wrapped up in vines, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So here's why I think, Roz, have you told Kevin what your heroine outfit looks like?
I've probably come back from vigilanting before and been like, "What's up?" And then he's been like, "Maybe stop breaking the law."
Okay.
So, Chrysalis, you have gotten into your, like, it's go time bug form. You're, like, about to step out of the Kirby craft and, like, hover down, and then you see, wait, is that Corvid stepping on Roz? And is that Hemlock over there?
All right. No vampires. I get it. I am going to try and use one of my moves here.
Okay.
I'm going to try and use Be the Monster.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically I'm just going to try and, like, jump down in, like, a terrifying and frightening way. And
Yeah. I'll say the alley is, like, small enough up above that, like, basically as you're jumping down, your spikes are like catching onto the fire escapes to either side, and like it's just a terrible, awful noise as you are like destroying them in your descent.
Yeah. So I was kind of hoping to, when I hit with enough force to kind of like crack the
Yeah.
ground and maybe cause us to go into like a sewer or something.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I cause a lot of damage when I do it.
Yes. Yeah. We'll say this happens because like ever since you started floating around, you'd kind of forgotten how heavy you can be when you turn off your floating, and so
I'm thinking I go the other way. I think I push myself into the ground as hard as I can.
Yep.
To assist gravity.
Okay, so yeah, this all happens, and the three the three girls turn and see Big Angry Bug Boy land. Do you start to say something? Because it's not just immediately break into the sewer. It's like the ground cracks. They all turn to look at you.
Mm-hmm. I am going to be just yelling vampire as I fall. And I'm going to go ahead and roll my +3.
Okay.
And yeah, just in the scariest voice I can. Hey, all right.
Okay.
That is the best battle cry I've ever heard. Vampire! Cool.
All right. So yeah, let's see. Frighten others you had not intended to scare. All right. Oh, I have to choose 2 on a 7 and 9. Okay.
Yes.
So I shouldn't have.
Hold on. The team is engaging a threat as a team.
It's gonna get so messy trying to figure this out, and it sounds like we're gonna resolve it after this move anyway.
Fair.
So
Yeah. So I'm gonna frighten others I had not intended to.
Hello. Yes, that is me.
Hi.
And
Also me.
yeah, and then just break something I shouldn't have, which is hopefully the street.
yeah. So yeah, you definitely break the street. I guess my question on frightening them, but you were certainly trying to get them to like pay attention and stop fighting and all that. Do you think you overdid it and they are actually like, at least for a moment, like genuinely scared of you doing this? Or
I think so. Yeah, like I came down, spikes out, pushing, like flying at the ground as hard as I can, like catch the light weird, and I just hit with as much force as I could.
Yeah. So,
and I like kind of generally a gentler guy. It's been a while since I've gone full attack with spikes.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. And so yeah, you all see this. You are appropriately cowed in this moment before the sewer breaks, but for Subrina and Chloe, like, yeah, Kevin was kind of like this in the Mr. Master fight, but in that fight, you knew that he was, on your side and you were all working together. Here, it's like, oh shit. It's a little bit on the other side of that. But as you're all having these thoughts, Roz, you're like, Kevin! The ground beneath you breaks, and you all plummet into the sewers beneath.
Ah!
Oof. Lands hard tied up. With someone also stepping on me.
No, we do that whole like thing where I land on top of you, just like face to face.
Oh.
Except for your face is covered in a mask.
Oh yeah.
Do vampires wear masks?
You can see, can at least see Fragment's eyes. You
Yeah.
probably don't
Oh.
recognize them as Roz's eyes, but there are at least the eyes there. And Roz,
I got them. Oh yeah, you can't. Corvin's eyes are just bright green lights.
I don't know if vampires wear masks, but they certainly wear hats and glasses.
What? Wait. What?
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 Kevin, or Chrysalis, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
The three women
I
are
think-
looking to you as you try and figure out what to do.
So I fully understand what's going on, right? So,
Yeah.
okay. I have to lie. All right. So,
Do you?
Do
Yeah.
you?
yeah. Why do I not have to? They're about to
Can I
arrest my
try and
friend.
can I try and disentangle myself?
Oh.
I want Kevin to do whatever he's
Okay,
gonna
okay, okay,
do
okay, okay, okay.
here first.
Okay. I'll just angrily yell, where's my friend?
All right, so that's how you're gonna play this.
I don't know.
I mean,
Still
you
trying to
do-
figure out a way to get you out of this.
Okay, so gosh, yeah. So, Roz, you seem to, Kevin has seen you in your outfit before, and so Pythagorean
Can I roll
theorem
an
means-
intelligence check?
Can I telepathically ask Roz what's the play here? 'Cause right now I'm just stalling.
Yeah, so I'll say, the others are still kind of recovering from falling, most of a story into the sewers beneath. And so there's time for a brief telepathic chat here. I'll also say, I don't know if we've actually laid this out before, but given that y'all are communicating at the speed of thought, when you communicate telepathically, it is much faster than it would take to actually speak. So
So wait, what did you think at me?
What's the play here?
They stopped me from patrolling, and then there were these bodies that I found that were Capri Sun slurped, and I saw some plants. And this person, when they accosted me earlier, there were plants. Vampire.
These are my team. These are my team.
What?
Yep.
I may have made a tactical error.
I'll to cut the explanation short, I'll be like, am I trying to get you out of this?
I think I can get out of this. Give me 6 seconds.
All right.
I'm gonna try and get out of this, Alex.
okay, gosh, I think that's probably just gonna be a roll to unleash your powers.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm not casting a spell, so I don't have to find a palindrome that fits. Cool. I'm basically gonna try and chop up my body into pieces and just be like, like just so that I'm being held by these vines, and it just like shlunk, and then reconstitute. So here we go, friends. Please, 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 please. Is this still with the +1 from the assess of the situation?
I think the situation has drastically changed at this
I
point.
think you're right. Please, please, please. A 9. Yay.
Okay. So, here's a good question. Kevin, do you want to spend team from the pool to help bump this up to a 10 for her?
Yes. I'm gonna telekinetically loosen the vines.
I mean, I can also mark a condition. I feel like guilty would be fair here.
If
Now
you
I'll
want.
spend a team.
Guilty would be fair here, or insecure. But I mean, I can't tell you not to spend team. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So Kevin does a little subtle manipulation to the vines, and yeah. So I think Hemlock, from your perspective, you're worried for a moment that you squeezed too hard in like the fall, and like you just made this person pop apart. It's like, because Roz, I'm assuming all the body parts like detach from each other.
Oh, yeah, I'm completely detachable, and not just at the joints. Just like the ability besides magical affinity is regeneration, which most of the time I flavor as like detachableness.
Yeah. So like the rest of you see is like this stained glass mask head and platinum blonde hair pops out of the vine cocoon, and like the hands and the feet start like detaching out, and like just piece by piece, like
Like
if
the
you took,
Iron Giant.
yeah, so piece by piece just rolls out of the vine cocoon, and like, do you just start reassembling yourself right there, or do the pieces just like all try and get
Oh
away?
yeah, no. I'm gonna reassemble right there and be like, I fucked up.
Okay.
Where's their
No,
friend?
because I can't know that I fucked up because Kevin told me telepathically. I think I'll just be like, I know when I'm outmanned.
Where's their friend?
Algebra lady meme.
A hyperactive Spanish woman girl.
Ah, yes, I remember her. Lost sight of her. She ran off. Probably fine.
I will just be like, she's telling the truth.
Hemlock nods solemnly as Kevin's psychological or telekinetic skills are infallible.
Yes, yes. All right. So you've been sucking souls or blood or...
Literally no. I think we might have both been after the same person. Squint suspiciously at Hemlock.
What are they talking about,
back.
Hemlock? What's going on here? Somebody explain.
People were Capri Sunned, and I thought it was this one. So I might have done a stab or two.
Did
We've all stabbed when we shouldn't have stabbed. I thought it was a fair fight. Now it's not. I'd like to not be returned stabbed.
I asked her if she was with the Paladins. She said no.
Okay. What about these Capri Sunned people?
How does Chloe respond to?
She just kind of like grimaces a little bit. And she says, "Can we talk about that later?"
Yes. Should we take this one in?
You don't need to take this one in.
I think she's learned her lesson.
I've learned my lesson.
Well, don't do it again.
I need someone to pierce the mask.
Sure won't. Sure
Oh,
won't do it again.
Oh, who rolls on who?
Poor Alex. This is what I'm looking forward to the next time we play, and you guys have to fight Sophia.
Yeah, I mean, so there are some parts of this game that are designed for PvP, just not quite like this.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Who's
I mean,
gonna
I
pierce
can
the
do
mask?
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, let's have Subrina roll to pierce the mask because you haven't done as much as the others in this scenario.
Okie
Can
dokie.
resist this?
It's on a 9 as she got, you get to ask one. So you can ask, what do you intend to do? How could I get your character blank? How could I gain influence over you? What are you really planning? What do you want me to do?
What are you really planning? I'm gonna see if this figures actually learned their lesson or not.
100% not. No, straight up lying for sure. What am I really planning? I'm gonna GTFO, and I'm for sure gonna keep doing this for the foreseeable future.
Okay, but is it malicious?
It's determined. I intend to cause harm to those who deserve harm, but I don't know how to telepathically tell you that.
Yeah.
So you are not literally
Right.
telling Corvid this information. They are gleaning this from you. And Corvid, I will say, and for the rest of the squires, like, it is very strictly laid out by the paladins, like no vigilantes. Like, that's the only reason the system works as it does, is we have everyone, regulated so that if there are issues, we can handle it. Vigilantes in some ways are almost worse than the villains, because they are trying to do good and they just muck things up.
Yeah, they undermine the trust system.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna punch her in the face.
Oh, the moneymaker.
Okay, roll to directly engage a threat, please.
I'm sorry. Sorry, C. That's a 9.
My face.
Okay. I mean, you've got a mask there, but so pick one from the list, please, Corbin.
Okay, can I take something from him and can it be their mask and then have the reveal of like, oh shit, wait.
Oops.
Z, is this okay with you?
Yes, that's... I don't want to take your
Weighing the
character.
pros and cons mentally.
I will say, as a GM, I was expecting you all to know who is who by the end of this whole
Oh, good.
encounter.
Okay, then yeah, sure. Let's do it then. Yeah, great.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was not expecting this meme.
So Corbin is like holding her, and then you just see her go boom, like punch her directly in the face. The mask like falling.
Yeah. It's mostly the mask that takes the damage here, but as it does, and I don't know, I'm imagining that like the appearance changing magic is in the mask focus. So like as the mask like crumbles away and like the stained glass pieces like fall apart where into the different pieces, the platinum blonde hair changes into a darker color. What skin you can see, you know.
Yeah.
Suddenly the person before you is Roz.
That's one way to pierce the mask.
Ayo.
Roz?
Hello.
So we're very sorry for this misunderstanding.
Wait,
sure.
how do you know my name, though? Wait a second.
Shifts into Subrina. The green light turning to red as it goes across her body.
Oh, hello. Hey, oh,
What,
no.
what? You're a super?
Yes.
Kevin, did you know this?
Yeah, I think it's probably time to stop lying. Yes.
I asked him to do it. I didn't want people to know because I'm being illegal a bit. But not really
Okay.
because, like I said, I assume this is Chloe because the plants in the store with the dirt and the you with the plants here and the hat.
What? What? No.
Kevin. I mean, Kevin. I mean,
Oh, this is Chloe. Okay, yes.
What? So,
Sorry.
okay, so you're doing vigilante stuff. What are you doing here? To Chloe.
pointing at Chloe. I was on my way home from dropping off stuff for Flint. Which is not a lie.
And you kept leaving Capri Sun people everywhere that my friend thought there was a vampire out here?
You're a vampire?
I
I
said I
did think
wanted
of-
to talk about that later. Oh my gosh. Guys.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no, first of all, no. I want to know why you're out here breaking into police cars. Yes,
Look, I did
you.
not break anything at all. I did enter though.
No B,
Okay.
just E.
Just
Yeah.
Okay.
B&E
All right.
stands to be.
Let's get the fuck out of here because we just broke the street and let's get in the spaceship and move elsewhere and decide what we're gonna do with this, okay?
We.
Yes,
we,
all of
Chloe,
us.
you're part of this.
Oh, I have a palindrome for this. I want to fix the street. Hold on.
Okay, wait until we get up there first.
Okay.
Did I hurt Roz enough to absolve my anger?
You tied me up, she stepped on me and punched me. You were the direct root of me getting punched. Root.
So yeah, at the end of the scene, you'll be able to clear that condition. Kevin, you'll also be able to clear your angry condition for breaking shit.
Yeah.
All right, but Z, you have a palindrome for us?
I lost it. Where did it go? Oh. A base do teto de saba. It actually means the base of the roof collapses, so it's the opposite of what I want to do, but I think it's related enough.
Sure. So as you all climb up into the Kirby craft, you see Roz leaning out of the doorway, utters this incantation, and it's not perfect, but it's like no one, like, people aren't going to get hurt if they stumble on this and fall into the sewers. So, and then Roz, as you turn around and enter the Kirby craft proper, you see this. Normally it would be a very fantastic space. Right now it just looks like a college kid living in an apartment and not taking very good care of it.
So when you said spaceship, you really meant spaceship.
Well, I said it, yeah. That's Garrett.
This is rad as hell, by the way.
Thank you.
Whoa, are you also on the team?
I'm just kind of here.
He just lives here.
Love that for you. You're the boss! The ex-boss. Not the boyfriend, though. Nice to meet you.
Wait, am I a boyfriend?
No.
No, I said not the
No.
boyfriend. Listen.
Oh, okay.
Listening
Sarah.
skills.
Okay. So,
I have a question. Did I manage to defeat her enough to satisfy my game face?
I think so. Just because
alright.
otherwise you're gonna keep not succeeding at
Just
that.
keep on getting very upset about.
I
like,
mean, he
having
tied
not
me
beaten
up, and then the fight was over after the tie-up, so...
Yeah.
Hey, it's a
Um,
good thing those guys showed up because it was not going to be good pretty from there.
Yeah. I will also say we are already a little over time, so I think we will have like the actual continuing of this conversation next time. As you all discuss like what the heck is actually happening. However, next time may very well be in the new year as I look ahead at the calendar. Yeah, so given holiday schedules and all that jazz, again, if the schedule changes, we will let you know on social media, but most likely the next time that we play will be in January. We'll have to figure out which Tuesday game gets first pick in January. But yeah, before we go though, we do have a lot of post-game things to do, and I know at least two of you have like end of session playbook things. The boy is flying. So let's go through our end of session things. So
Before we do the official stuff, I want to give influence to Chloe because I feel bad. I stabbed her vines a lot.
yes. Ooh. Actually, let's try and very quickly go through the Scion's influence at least. I don't know if we can quite do the relationship stuff yet.
Well, Kevin is the one I've told everything about, and
Yeah.
he knows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other one is my parent once fought and thrashed blank. I've got to find a way to make it up to them.
I
That
have
one maybe
no
hasn't
idea.
happened yet.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So, but what is the Scion's influence?
I don't have that in front of me.
So this team may be the key to proving you're different from your parent, but you don't want to be defined by your peers either. Give influence to two teammates.
Kevin and Chloe. Kevin, because he's my BFF. Chloe, because I'm led.
All right. Very good. Okay. Let's see. Let me put the happy music back on.
Yes, please.
Though I do very much like that other one.
Yeah.
All right. So at the start or at the end of every session, choose one. You grow closer to the team, you grow into your own image of yourself, or you grow away from the team. And then we will also do stars and wishes afterwards. So who knows what they would like to do first?
I think this might be like an in-between, but I think growing away from the team because just because that's what she wants to be doing right now.
Sure.
Because she's sad.
Yep.
And then that's going to be take influence. I think she's gonna take influence away from Chloe, Just because I think Kevin is a tighter bond that she has. She's not ready to lose that yet.
Yeah. And do you have your stars and wishes ready?
Sure. I think stars definitely go to the Froyo scene between Z and Alex doing the two characters. Just jumping right in and creating such a... I also really enjoyed the Danae coming back for the stamp thing. That was very, very choice. And wishes are, I mean, this is gonna happen, but like having our team interact and figure stuff out and see where Fragment fits into the group as far as what role they're gonna play.
Very good, thank you. Who would like to go next?
I will do it.
All right.
Hi, I'm Roz. So Roz grew into her own image of herself. That not a great one. Her image of herself being, oh, I'm shitty at being a good guy, it turns out. So yep, doing the vigilanting and fucking it up. And yep,
All right.
so I'm gonna shift my superior down because I don't feel great. I don't feel like very smart or very cool or on top of things.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna shift up my danger, probably. I feel like I'm not safe to be around and I'm not very smart.
That's fair. And you have your stars and wishes.
Yes, my stars definitely Vincent and Gareth both. Alex just being like, for Vincent and Gareth being like, hey, this is my gamer handle. I'm also just here. I don't know. I love the NPCs this session. It was great. It was great. And wishes. I don't know. I want to see the group in high school. I want to see the high school life. I want the teenage drama of these awkwardly met teens. Very bad.
Right. Yeah. And given where we are, y'all still have about 2 months of summer before we get there.
Wow. I want there to be some sort of making up between Chloe and Roz for stabbing and hog tying.
I have some things I'm not going to say. Anyway,
Thank
who would like to go
you.
next?
I will go next.
Okay.
I know I want to grow closer to the team, just on account of the little heart-to-heart that Chloe had with her team at the beginning. I don't know who to give influence to necessarily. Knowing that Subrina is like having a rough go of it, and Kevin already has influence. So
It's up to you. I mean, you
Garrett
can
can
give
have
influence to
influence.
someone again. If you give influence to someone who already has it, they shift your labels.
all right. Yeah, I'll give it to Kevin. Just because Subrina is feeling distant from the team at the moment. But I do clear a condition, so I'm going to remove afraid because she knows that she always has her friends to back her up.
Yeah. And your stars and wishes?
Oh no, I didn't do anything.
Should we come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me. My brain was thinking about other things.
All right. David, you ready?
Yeah, sort of. I was gonna say if I'm shifting labels,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think I would shift. Maybe I think freak up and mundane down. You did some very crazy things this time
All right, cool.
with your draining of muggers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Mooks and villains.
All right.
For me, I think grow closer to the team might seem weird considering I ended with lying to the team, but for most of the session, I was trying to do pretty well.
Yeah.
And Roz is part of the team. Was
Theoretically,
trying
Roz
to
is part of the team, yeah.
trying to back her up. So I'd give influence to Roz,
Wow.
and I will mark potential for myself. And stars and wishes. I think star was just how it played out, how Subrina was doing, like this sort of gradual, like just reveal of like she's not doing okay. Like you knew it up front, but then the like, oh, and Gareth moved in, and just the way it played out was really great. And wish is I don't know. I think to have more of a kind of a a better like we're coming together as a real team moment, because right now we haven't exactly had it, and it feels like even those of us who've been here for a minute could use one.
Okay. Wings, have you thought of your stars and wishes yet?
Yes. My star is Roz. Getting to meet her and Fragment's powers are all very cool. I loved every bit of it, and I'm ready to see more. My wishes are, yeah, definitely for the team to grow closer together. And to see how things go moving forward. I wish for Subrina to start feeling better. I know that narratively this is what's happening now, but like I wish her every happiness. Okay. Last thing, we should do Doom stuff.
Right. And also or no, the Janus mask thing is one time passes.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So yes. Doomed stuff. So did you make progress on defeating your nemesis? Oh, right. That was the thing I said on break that I forgot to do. You realize, and I mean, you kind of figured this out yourself, is realizing that if you keep feeding, if you keep absorbing energy, it does make you feel better. And so you don't feel so tired anymore.
Is that considered defeating my nemesis, though?
Trying to figure out how to answer this without spoiling too much about what your nemesis in Doom really is. Though even being this wishy-washy about it is probably telling.
New plan. Chloe needs to just straight up vor Mr. Master. Just eat him. He's gone. She ate him. Now she has infinite energy.
Just flint threw himself at him first. And I was all like, damn it, I was gonna do that.
Yes. So I will say yes, that is progress on defeating your nemesis.
All right. So I mark potential rather than doom?
Yes.
Oh boy, oh boy.
All right. And then my stars and wishes.
Did I, however, overexert myself today in fighting Roz?
I don't think so.
I marked a lot of conditions.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. Yeah, so you do go ahead and mark your doom for overexertion.
Doom!
Is that enough to get another doom sign?
It's not.
Okay. Gotcha.
I
Okay.
haven't
Also,
marked Doom in a while.
Mhm.
Go on.
Also, I was gonna ask for the okay from the GM. My
Mhm.
identity was my secret identity was revealed to 2 people who didn't previously know it. Can I mark potential 2 times for those 2 people?
Is that a thing in the mask?
That is a thing.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
All right. So many end of session things to keep track of. Okay. And then my stars and wishes. My star is definitely you all theorizing about Mr. Master and what's going on there. Maybe some of it was right. Maybe none of it was right. And then my wish is, I mean, I'm gonna take a page out of Sid's book and just I need some smooches to happen eventually. Y'all are all very sad children, and y'all just need to do some smooching.
I'm a very peppy child with no trauma at all.
Yeah, no, none whatsoever. You all.
I keep trying.
Well, there are. Maybe you should start considering other alternatives.
Yeah, so far, boys bad. Boys bad.
Date Kevin. He's a bug.
Also can't smooch though. I was gonna say, how unkind of you to bring up Kevin's transformation.
Rude. Rude, Alex.
On that particular note, a friend has mentioned a line from a fanfic they particularly enjoy about like people without lips kissing and say they're capable of like sensual face biting. So I suppose that is an option.
David just shaking his head.
I don't think Kevin wants to do that to someone who would then find it sensual, right? Like someone be like, look at these bug mandibles.
Okay, here's the other thing. Sabrina can shapeshift into something that could be kissable by and to Kevin.
And then I'll bite your head off.
This is a different kind of stars and wishes.
Oh, wait.
This is really undermining my Chloe Sabrina ship.
My brain stopped working.
Yeah, as it does, because it is also getting late. We ran a little bit over, sorry, but we had a new person and wanted to get that introduced and all that.
That's what it was. If Commander Shepard can make out with Garrus, then you guys can figure something out.
Yes. And on that note, that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us and sticking around. Follow us on the social medias to know when we are doing things. Special episode of Saturday Night Star Power tomorrow night at 6:30 Eastern. The rest of the week should be scheduled as normal. We also have some merchandise that none of us are sporting, but it's awesome and cool, and you should go check it out. It's, mostly stupid shit that we've said during our shows that have made us laugh. Yeah, you can get that on all sorts of apparel. That's going to be it for us here tonight for Squire Squad. So until next time, good games and good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.